slower Pete Alonso jogging down the line. Just go for the out.
He got the out.
He got the out.
He got the out.
But I think people were being critical of him still.
Of course, you're going to be critical. Be critical of Ferrer throwing home when he should have went to first base on that little chopper.
That's a moment of just get the out.
Yeah, just get the out. I was mad that play wasn't on ESPN's top 10. I thought it was going to be on top 10.
The ninth one
Bliss,
or the
Bliss
catch?
running over to first base to catch that thing. Yeah, I thought that was going to be on top 10, but I guess it wasn't. But good job, Bliss, man, just filling in and reminding folks, I'm probably one of the more athletic dudes out here right now. I mean, scooping that ball up, getting to second base, and then running all the way. Naylor looked lost. Naylor had no chance of getting that thing. So I'm glad Bliss committed 100% and made one of the best plays of the night.
Well, and shout out to him, too, for yesterday being added to the lineup late when Emerson was a scratch. Obviously, today being out there again and just having good moments in both. A great challenge in this one, getting on first. A force out ends up being Robles' force out gets Bliss out at second, so he doesn't stay as a base runner, but gets on first. Like, just a good 2 days for him. If you're going to nitpick and go, he should have thrown to first instead of trying to, get in a speed race to second. All right, sure. But you have benefited from having him out there the last 2 days, which has been a pleasant surprise. Let's go to one more candidate here for Hero of the Day, and this is a bit of a tandem play. It's Wisdom throwing home to Garver to get Alexander out at home.
The pitch. Swung on, softly hit third base side on the back end. Wisdom goes home with it. The tag and play. He's out! Patrick Wisdom, a laser to home. Garver applies the tag. He is out at home. Blaze Alexander cut down at home plate, and the Mariners maintain a 6-5 lead, but now there's 2 away.
That ends up being the final score, obviously. That, though, a massive second out in the bottom of the 10th.
And that's also after Bliss thought he let one roll because he thought it was going to go out of, what am I trying
Wisdom.
to say, out of bounds? No. He let a ball roll because he thought it was going to go foul.
Yeah.
And for him to bounce back, that's cool. I think about those plays, right? That play by Wisdom, play by Bliss, the catch and outfield by Julio, which we're not even talking about.
Yeah.
Like in those moments, to make those plays, you have to be fearless. 95%, 99% of people listening right now, them booty cheeks get so tight that moment, and you're tossing it up, you're tossing it in the dirt. It's just, that is where true professionalism shows up, when the game's on the line and you have to make the play.
No, it's so true, though, because my first reaction, let's go back to the Bliss play in the 9th. My first reaction to Bliss sprinting to second, getting the out, was like, oh my God, what a play by him. Like, my first reaction. And then, of course, you have people going, no, the smarter play there is to throw to first. And while I understand that, I can totally understand what you're saying. Also, Alonso is significantly less likely to get to first. I get it. Those split-second decisions are so easy to sit back and criticize. It's like when you watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and you're like, well, the answer's obviously this. And it's like, but you're not facing any of this pressure. And also, you don't remember the times that you're wrong. Then 2 answers get taken away and you go, okay, well, I was wrong about that, but now I know it's this. It's just, you sit looking at this person on TV like they're an idiot, meanwhile not feeling any of the pressure. You're right, Bump. It is one of those moments where you just go, man, these are split-second, nanosecond decisions.
If you hesitate even a little, Wisdom doesn't make that play. Bliss doesn't make that play. I mean, it's that was a stressful game, and I watched some of it, but I listened to most of it, and even I'm like in the gym working out, and I'm stopping what I'm doing like mid set to be like, all right, what's gonna happen here? Like, I'm nervous for these dudes, and I'm not even out there. So yeah, that was showing just how deep you could be.
Yeah.
You don't want to rely on these guys every single night. You don't rely on these plays every single night. But in those moments, they had to make those plays, and they were dang near flawless, man. I know there were some mistakes that were made out there, but when the game was on the line, and if you make one bad throw, this thing is over. They didn't do that. So good for the Mariners, the backups in there doing their thing.
You can be as abstract as you want. For instance, saying something like decision-making instead of just a player name. But, Bump, who or what is your hero of this game then? I said that we're going to force ourselves to choose just one.
I mean, the obvious is Randy because he essentially won the game for him.
That was mine.
Yeah, but I'm going to go Bliss.
Okay.
Because if Bliss doesn't tag second, the game's over. If Bliss doesn't catch that ball over there near Naylor, game's over.
Yeah.
So You can have Randy. I'm going Bliss.
I like the choice of Bliss because he was getting some critique from some folks for that ninth inning play.
That's crazy. He made the play.
I know, but I think there are people going like, could this have costed you in another moment? Like it was so close to not making it in time. I mean, that was the Orioles were looking there like, what are you talking about? Like, we're safe, we're good. So I'm not surprised there's criticism, but I'm glad that you chose it because it's a split-second decision that while some people disagreed with it, it didn't cost them.
No.
It did not cost them.
He made the play. It's why do we do this? Is it just the history of the Mariners? Like, people are just used to.
No, I think that this is
like, why are we doing this? The man made the play.
I think it's a human thing. I don't think it has anything to do with the Mariners. I think this is how a lot of people, us as people and as humans, watch almost anything. Like I said, I made the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire thing for a reason, which was I do this when I'm watching game shows, when I'm watching reality TV, when I'm watching anything. I go, I wouldn't do that. This is people watching these players going, why didn't you just get the out at first? That's the obvious choice there. And not understanding how difficult it is to make those split-second decisions in the moment.
I get people saying get that out the out at first, but if I'm in his position, the ball is chopped right to me. Second base is right there. I got burners. I'm going to run this thing out and bet on myself and go get it. And he did a little hop at the end like, yep, got you.
Well, and sometimes making a play that you wouldn't have made 10 times out of 10, right? Like, maybe in another universe, Bliss just throws to – I don't think he would have. He was so close to second. You believe in your own speed.
His momentum's already taken him that way.
Yeah, I don't know that he does.
You got to go.
Either way, I mean, here's the thing. If you throw to first and it's not in time, people are going, why didn't you just run to second?
Yeah.
So it's a lose-lose. I like you choosing him as your hero for that reason.
Stay off the social media, Bliss. You good, baby. Don't touch social media today.
I like that choice. I am going to say, though, that you're right. I went with Randy. And
that's a good one, too, though.
I went with Randy in part because even though he is a very famous Mariner, plenty of people outside of Seattle know Randy Arozarena, I still think he doesn't get the credit he deserves. Mm-hmm. And part of that's his defense, which I don't love. He's not a great glove. He's not a great defender. But he has been the most consistent, outside of Rayleigh, who is a part-timer. He's been the most consistent bat for a team that's badly needed it, a team that doesn't have Brendan Donovan, that doesn't have Cal Raleigh, and that when Cal was here was not great. And when Brendan was here, was still playing hurt, and by the way, also not great at third. He's been maybe their best player, and I don't even know that he's going to be an all-star, and that's a shame.
I thought the game was completely over at one point. I know we talked about wisdom and bliss and all that, but that ground rule double, if that thing stays in the park,
oh my God,
that ground rule double.
You know
and then
what?
I'm looking at Robles. I'm like, what angle are you taking? That one stressed me out.
My hero of the game is actually the baseball. My hero of the game is Camden Yards, the field, and the baseball for the physics of that being just enough to get it over the wall for a ground rule double.
If that stays in,
it's done.
It's over.
It's done.
Woo.
So that's the thing too. Maybe I'm so shocked that they won because they were just lucky breaks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
we even talk about
clawback.
Gilbert starting off the way he started off.
Yes, but I think that because he was able to correct it, I'm feeling better. But I will say I almost texted you and Curtis and said, it is tough. These first two innings are tough to watch. And frankly, I was almost going to have a conversation to start the day about whether rolling out 6 starters is costing you with your bullpen, because obviously you can't have an extra guy there. You were light on which arms you could use. It was Spire, Ferrer, Ohapi, Davila, and those were like your choices. So when you have Logan throwing almost 60 pitches to get through 2, you're going, oh my God, what kind of corner did they paint themselves in here?
Then he went 105, 5 pitches off his career high.
Yeah,
that was drama last night, boy. That was some of your Love Island type stuff with all the drama that went on last night.
If only you knew. I'll tell you all about it during the break, but oh my God, Melanie, what are you doing, girl? All right, so we still have a lot of Seahawks stuff to get to today, obviously, and we're going to jump to that at 10:30. Nick Emmanwori spoke with reporters the other day, and it made us think about how he can take the next step. There's one particular area, and again, speaking of being nitpicky, there is one particular area where we'd love to see him take another step forward. We'll talk about that coming up at 10:30. Get Off My Lawn, one of my absolute favorite and funniest segments that we do on this station coming up at 10:45. Getting back to the Mariners 11 with Brian Rowland-Smith. Right now, let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, real
Headline rewrites.
Must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Game 4 of the NBA Finals tips off tonight at 5:30 in New York. What's the real headline?
Only 8 people were arrested after the Knicks lost Game 3, so we got to get those numbers up tonight, folks.
If the numbers are up tonight, that means they lost. Like, if the numbers are down, that means they've won. Because they were so mad after that last game. They were just messing with people. Either way, Trump, please don't show up to this and let the people have their watch party and let the businesses that surround Madison Square Garden get their money. He was up there sleeping anyway. He didn't want to watch that game. Trump, just stay at home, watch this one on TV. I know you're from New York, but think about the team and let these guys do their thing.
Speaking of thinking for the team, now, if you are a Knicks fan, you extra don't want Trump to show up for this reason. Jordan Woods, the partner, fiance now, right, of Karl Anthony Towns, has a lucky handbag that she's brought to games. And for the last 13 games that she's brought it, I don't know if it predated that, but for at least the last 13 games, they've all been wins. So it's like, wow, there's science backing up that this is a bag that leads the Knicks to win. Well, with Trump there, you all know what happened. A strict no bag policy. No lucky bag, no win. To me, that proves the science behind the lucky bag. Trump can't go there.
It's crazy how even the families of the players had to adhere to that, because typically they're in their suites or whatnot.
Yeah.
I guess rules are rules, but
yeah,
let's bring the bag back and bring the vibes back, because the Onks got to get this one tonight.
Yeah. He is not expected, Trump, to attend Game 4. So
he said, I don't know, I just might. Last night, I just might, I don't know.
Uncanny. Great job. You might want to leave your bag at home again, Jordan. What's next?
Headline rewrites.
In an interview with Time, LeBron James says that there's no question that he's the GOAT. What's the real headline?
This is the kind of confidence my therapist wants me to have. She always says, you tell yourself you're the best. You know what I mean? LeBron gets it. I almost said Jordan.
LeBron's the only guy who could be considered a GOAT that calls himself the GOAT, though. Jordan has never done it. He mentioned, I read his quote. He said, Jordan would say the same thing. Bird would say the same thing. Kareem, Kobe. I've never heard any of those dudes call themselves the GOAT.
But you know they thought it.
Yeah, of course you think that. And with your closest friends, you might tell them, I'm the realest out here.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this kind of stuff, you let the public do that for you, LeBron. Like, damn, here's the thing that's going to kill me with LeBron is that he's played so long, he's going to hold all the records. And 20 years from now, I'm going to be in my 60s, and there's going to be some dumb 20-year-old talking about, LeBron, look at all these numbers. I go, listen, youngster, I was there to witness this. If you want to just base it off of numbers, he played for 1,000 years. He's going to have the numbers.
Yeah.
But there are other things that I think make people the GOAT. LeBron is on the Mount Rushmore. He is, like, for me, top 3 greatest of all time. No disrespect there. I just don't like how he always calls himself the GOAT. Like, come on, man.
What are the other things that make you the GOAT? Because while you could make that argument about Tom Brady playing for 20 or 21 years and getting all those numbers that are now insurmountable, he's also got the most Super Bowl
What's
rings.
harder to win, a Super Bowl championship or NBA championship? Super Bowl. You got Duncan with 5. You got Jordan with 6. You got Kobe with 5. You got Shaq with 5.
You can bounce around to different teams. You can bring
NFL.
So what are the things that make you a GOAT?
NFL.
In the NBA.
It's the way that you play, the clutch moments, your records in the finals. It's not regular season accolades. That helps support for sure. And all those guys he mentioned, when you look at the, like, say, the top 5 categories, they're going to be mentioned in that. Yeah. But he played for – Jordan did what he did in 23 years in 16 years. Really in 13 if we're talking about championships.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, it's like, you are one of the greatest of all time to play, but – stop saying it.
I think clutch moments might even have an outsized impact, because when you tell the story of LeBron, you're going to talk about that series with Golden State and then the comeback that they were able to surmount, more so than you're going to talk about a lot of what he did with the Lakers.
Even though
he set a lot of records with the Lakers.
8 times. You the GOAT? 8 times in the championship? Come on, man. Jordan 6-0.
I think you got to have memories, you got to have comebacks, and you got to have moments where it's like,
man,
that was your flu game moment, where it's like, this guy did it all.
And the way he be capping too, man. Oh, I saw 3 baskets. I just shot to the one in the middle. Like, stop lying. He'd be lying. He's laying it down on the ground, seeing if the cameras are taking a peek at him.
He's a storyteller. We're all embellishers. You know what I mean? I get it. As someone who is also a storyteller, I understand sometimes where LeBron gets a little carried away with some of his storytelling.
He's a great storyteller.
Greatest of all time?
Greatest embellishers of all time. But he's one of the GOATs, though. He's one of them.
Next.
Headline rewrites.
Brandon Ayuk took yet another shot at the 49ers on Instagram.
You want to know why they really mad, though? They mad because they stupid. They dumb. They mad that they paid me $50 million in 8 months and then voided my guarantees for 2027. And I'm about to be on a new team in 2027. They mad at they selves for real. Acting like they mad at me, but they mad at they self.
What's the real headline?
And why would paying you that much money make them mad, Brandon?
You ain't showing up for work.
Maybe we pause for just a moment. And why would they be mad?
Who's in his circle, man?
Not enough people.
Who's allowing him or influencing him or not holding him accountable when it comes to stuff like this? Like, even one of my boys would have been like, Bump, you're tripping. Take that down. Even though it would have been snatched off the internet already. It's just the circle that's around that young man is not doing their job. And you know why? Because they're probably all yes men, and he's funding the club. He's funding vacations, and everyone's afraid to call him out and hold him accountable. This is disappointing, man, because my perception of him has changed so much in the last 8 to 10 months. This less is more, man. And now you're talking like that, and you're right. They're mad because they gave you $50 million and you didn't show up to work. Mm-hmm. So now you think another team's going to want to roll the dice on you like that? Where's your agent? Your agent should be talking to you about what to say, what not to say. It's just unfortunate. It feels like he's just misguided a little bit. It's
such an accidental self-own, too. Like, I'm assuming it's not intentional, being like, they're just mad they gave me money and now they regret it because I didn't perform for them.
Yeah.
But that's not, you're not dunking on them with that one.
No.
Like, they're mad because I'm holding out because I want more money. Like, whatever it is, there's like better arguments to make, but you unfortunately can't make much of an argument. You have not performed. You have not been healthy. You've not been a great teammate. So yeah, of course they're upset, but you bear some fault with this too. It is not like they're kicking themselves for paying you. Yeah. You're also missing out on incredibly valuable years of a very brief window to actually play football.
In his mind, he's got his 50, so he's like, I'm good regardless.
He seems really confident about his ability to play somewhere else in 2027 and thrive there. And while he might, I think it's worth questioning whether that's even something that's going to happen. Like, you're just assuming you're going to go somewhere else and suddenly take off and look absolutely amazing. You haven't been able to stay healthy or productive.
It's a bad look, Brandon.
It's a really bad look. You need people, like Bump said, you need people in your corner telling you, like, hey, man, let's put the phone down. Let's put it down. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. We are getting back to the Mariners at 11 with Rowland-Smith. We got a lot of questions about Logan Gilbert's start as well as some pitching decisions. We're going Seahawks, though, next, because as impressive as rookie Nick Emmanwori was last year, there's actually an area where in his second season he can take a step forward. That's next.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passan every Tuesday morning at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
Colt Emerson has a 157 OPS plus. What are we watching, Jeff?
The numbers are the numbers. The data is the data. It tells us what this player is producing, and there's no reason to think that he's not going to be able to do at the big league level what he did at the minor league level.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and cruising into summer is back at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and so are some of the biggest acts in entertainment. Bingo Loco taking over Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel on Saturday, May 30th. Think bingo, but with DJs, dance-offs, prizes, and a full-on party vibe. Then Master Mentalist Colin Cloud brings his hit show, Colin Cloud Mastermind, to the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel Ballroom Saturday, June 13th. You won't believe your eyes. Tickets on sale now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
I got to ride in the brand new all-electric ARC Sport, and it was a luxury EV on the water. Stacy here. You hop aboard immediately and feel like you're someone important. Luxury finishes, clean, tech throughout. Driving it is smooth, and it has that impressive kick you expect from an EV. Charging it is really easy, and not paying for gas is a huge plus. Book a free demo and see it for yourself in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll come pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of that new deck, you got to get a hold of PCF. Call them before the great weather arrives and their schedule gets totally filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round no matter what the weather brings. And for a limited time, how about this? Get 50% off demolition costs up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we love it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, and construction can take a little time, so get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and look at all the offer details at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
Does your yard need shade, privacy, or a little brightening up? Look no further than Big Trees. I'm Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. At our 30-acre location, there are thousands of trees to choose from and knowledgeable staff, including a board-certified master arborist, to help you find exactly what you're looking for. Visit the nursery and learn more about Big Trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
When temperatures rise, the Murphy Auction Company rolls out the biggest online heavy equipment auction of the summer, and it's here now. Bidding starts 10 a.m. Thursday, June 11th, and closes at 10 a.m. June 18th. On the block, find a huge assortment of heavy equipment, contractors' equipment, and vehicles, like 80 heavy trucks, 13 excavators, 5 backhoes, 9 forklifts, 3 skid steers, 2 asphalt pavers, and a 2002 Trail King 50-ton triaxle lowboy equipment trailer, plus a 2025 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat with under 2,000 miles, contractors' tools, attachments, roll-off boxes, lumber, and much more. Preview all items June 16th and 17th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures and all details, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
You know, I didn't know that Nick Emmanwori would be as impactful as he was last season for this team. It's not that we didn't hold out hope he could be really special. It's not that he wasn't clearly physically gifted when he was drafted, but he ended up being like a Swiss Army knife for this defense that allowed them to do so much in terms of their disguises. So much, in fact, that I'm guessing future Hall of Fame quarterback Phillip Rivers was on with Brock and Salk talking about how impressed he was.
I mentioned 3. I like calling them by their jersey number. I know they all have last names, but three's unbelievable. And the guy that stood out in our game, and I'm not just saying this because he's an NC State guy, but Drake Thomas in our game to me was like, golly, he's everywhere. You know, he's everywhere. And it's like, you know, and the list goes on with just how cohesive those guys play together. But
now, I know that he mentions Drake as part of that, and it's not quite part of our conversation, but shout out Drake Thomas. But Phillip Rivers went on in this conversation to just mention why Nick Emmanwori can make things a little complicated. In fact, I'm going to pause here, Bump, to turn to you and just have you explain to kind of summarize why Nick Emmanwori makes things tricky for opposing quarterbacks.
You see how he called him 3, right?
Mm-hmm. Because
he's positionless. It's like, find 3, and you'll get to try to start figuring out what this defense is doing and what they're in. Nick Emmanwori allows you to come out in the nickel and have that be your base and have him play as a backer. He can play as a safety. He can rush off the edge. He's just versatile. Nick Emmanwori, he wasn't the reason for this defense, but he was a big reason for this defense. He just allowed Mike McDonald to be really versatile when it comes to his play calling and his scheming and how to attack people. So, Nick Emmanwori is special, and it's his combination of his size, his speed, and it's his feel for the game. Like, he can take on a lineman that's trying to climb to that level and get him. He can cover a tight end. If you want to, he can guard a slot receiver. You want to, he can be over the top playing deep. If you want to, he can be in the flat. If you want to, he can rush off the edge. Like, he can do so many things. And let's not trip. Spoon can do that too. Spoon out. If a big boy get on Spoon, it's probably a rat. Spoon's just a little small. It is what it is. He can try to maneuver, but most of the time, big boy's going to win that matchup.
Great personality, though.
Yeah, but Spoon's versatile as well. But Nick Emmanwori's size, his speed, his length, this allows him to do so many things on the football field.
It was so great, in fact, and he could do so many things that he was a runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year. Ended up going to Carson out with Cleveland. But let's talk about how he could be even better in his second season. First, we'll take a listen to what Nick had to say.
I'm just trying to evolve my game, just like how the NFL game is evolving. So I'm trying to just be the front runner and lead in that way. So I'm working with, the edges, and y'all seen Laws out there giving me tips and just, trying to get me going in that lane.
A little more here.
I think I'm looking to just be more of a complete player. Like, a lot of the stuff last year as a rook, I was like, maybe like after like week 8 or 9, I started like noticing formations and stuff. So I'm trying to, week 1, I'm trying to notice stuff and be ahead of the game so I can just play fast and make more plays and just finish more and just more impactful plays every drive.
Okay, so I'm trying to evolve my game. I'm working with edge rushers. I'm working with guys, different position groups on the defense, and I'm trying to be a more complete player. Now, that's what he said. How do you think he could take a step forward in his second year? Like, what does that look like to you? Because those are kind of abstract.
Well, no, I like what he pointed out, that play recognition is everything. You ever seen that clip of Cam Newton? I think they're playing Green Bay, and they said something, talking to linebacker. Linebacker says something to Cam. Cam goes, I watch film too. Watch this. Yeah. And he ran the play. And he was going to be successful, right? Because he watched the film. He's like, we've got them outnumbered here. We should be good. Play recognition is everything. Not everything, but it gives you a better chance of having success. If you can recognize down distance formation and certain tendencies in their alignment, right? With as a receiver, I used to always look at the triangle. As a slot guy, the triangle is like the furthest outside defender, the second level, safety, corner. And then that kind of told me what I thought they're going to do. Once I identified that in body language, I'm like, okay, I think this is the coverage that they're in. Now I can look inside to see if there's going to be any pressure and do I need to adjust. Defensively, it's going back in your film study and saying this down distance formation against the Bills, this is what they ran, and able to jump on that. Luke Kuechly was the best at that. I remember hearing him mic'd up and diagnosing plays. So when you can diagnose plays, you can anticipate movement or technique by the offensive line, the receivers or whatnot, and put yourself in a better position. So if he can do that at a higher clip, because I'm sure towards the end of the year he got better at it, but if he can do that at a higher clip, he can make more plays. Also, he had 1 interception last year, and he was second on the team when it comes to passive defending. So clearly he was in the right spot a lot of the times. Now it's about, can I take that out the air and turn the football over for my squad?
Is that a thing that I guess what I'm asking is this. I always hear that a guy who is a ball hawk in college, that often those skills are transferable to the NFL, that if you excel at that in college, you can typically be pretty good at that in the pros. It doesn't mean you're getting that same number, but it means that there's just a skill that you have that's transferable. If you, like Nick Emmanwori last year, have a single pick, is that something where it's just like maybe not your game, or is there something physically he can do different or technically he can do different?
No, I think he has it in him. I mean, we've seen him. The one interception he did have, I think it was against Atlanta when the ball was tipped and he has to go get it. He's got ball skills, but if he continues to grow when it comes to play recognition, then things slow down for him. So instead of just playing the man, he can play man and ball, or he can anticipate the throw a bit better. He's in position, obviously. If not, then he wouldn't have the 11 passive defenders that he has. But now it's about, I'm going to beat him to a spot, or his body language is going to tell me exactly what's going on, or I'm seeing the field. Because sometimes when rookies get on the field, like, it's tunnel vision. The horses have the blinders on them, they're racing. That's what the game looks like sometimes. I'm so focused on 1 or 2 keys. This is what I'm looking at. Now you get to understand the game a bit more. It slows down, man. You get that panoramic view, and you can roam a little bit, and you can feel things rather than just focusing on one thing. That's going to happen eventually with Nick Emmanwori. He's going to have like 3 or 4 interceptions next year.
Well, and how important is it that he continues to do that if the league's trying to respond too? You don't get to surprise anyone anymore. It's not like NFL offenses are going to know exactly what Mike McDonald's trying to do, but now they know one of the pieces that's central to it. So what does that look like?
But what they do is still going to put on film. It's still going to be there. Week 1, week 2, week 3, all right, we get it. There might be some surprises when it comes to your opponents and what they're trying to do because you don't have weeks of film on there. That's why I think it's so important that he mentioned just getting better at film study. Film study is going to tell you everything. There's always going to be a wrinkle or two that offensive coordinator throws in. If he ain't, he should be fired because teams are going to pick up on it. But what you put on film is who you are. Everyone has tendencies. I remember when I was with the Hawks, at the back of our scouting report, it would have just pages of tendencies, like 3rd and 2, 3-by-1 shotgun, 30% run, 70% pass, 2 plays that they really lean on. And once you're able to clock all that in and take it from the scouting report to film to walkthrough to team to a Saturday, that's when you start evolving. And that's what great football players do, is there's a process of learning that information and applying it. It always starts in the classroom. Then you take it to walkthrough. Then you're on 7-on-7 if it's pass. Then you're 9-on-7 for team. Then you go to team, and that's day 1. You only get really 2.5 days to prepare in NFL. And then you go back and you watch film from practice, and you start connecting the dots again. That's all he has to start doing. And when you're surrounded by guys like J-Love, my Ernest, Leo, all these dudes. Now, interior defensive line is a bit different, but the guys on the perimeter and on the back end, and learn how they process and how they pick things up. I mean, we heard the clip from Julian Love in the Super Bowl. He said, man, hey, he going to hitch on that back foot. We know where he's going. That's pro right there. That's pro-level type stuff. So as a rookie, him having the success that he had, and he's nowhere near his full potential, he can go nuts
What's
next year.
his full potential?
Pro Bowl, all pro. He's that type of dude.
Like first team all pro.
First team all pro. He could be.
He has it.
He could be a Ring of Honor type of dude if he just progresses.
What makes him a Ring of Honor type guy?
There's no one in the league like him. You could even say Kyle Hamilton, but Kyle Hamilton ain't even like him. Like Kyle Hamilton is the comp, but Nick Emmanwori plays with a different type of intensity and can take on bigger guys. There's no one in the league like him. That's what makes him special. If he can just learn the game, this could be very dangerous.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Get Off My Lawn coming your way next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
One thing you might not know about me is I was actually pretty good on the soccer pitch bump here, and with football taking over our region this summer, it makes me think back on the love for the sport. I'm excited to hear about our listeners getting into the matches and falling in love with the sport too. I love hearing from our listeners who make the trip up to Silver Reef Casino Resort. I've been telling you guys, it's a hidden gem in the Northwest for a long time. This summer is perfect for a quick road trip, and you can just enjoy your destination while you're there. Book a tee time at Loomis Trails Golf Course and make a night of it. Stay at Silver Reef. Make a weekend out of it, or just have a personal day. Enjoy the weather. You deserve it. It's going to be nice here pretty soon. You can relax in the deluxe room and enjoy a meal at the steakhouse. You can have some fun at their sports restaurant. Enjoy the Cantina, authentic Mexican restaurant. Burritos, quesadillas, all that stuff is on point. The vibes are good too. Plenty of reasons to go up there, and I haven't even mentioned the spa yet. I've done that. Hop in a row. Just relax. Kick your feet up. Book your stay at silverreefcasino.com. Silver Reef Casino Resort, silverreefcasino.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
I think it's really important for salespeople to hold each other accountable. In particular, like more seasoned salespeople, guys that we've had around now. One of the deals we have that is kind of a unique of the Lee Johnson Auto family is we have really long tenured employees. I mean, long-term people.
The LJ way.
And we tell them when we're interviewing, we're looking for someone who wants a home. Someone that's career-oriented, because we do have upward mobility. So you get longer-term employees here, and the longer term they are, the more they're empowered to hold their peers accountable, right? In my eyes, it's just a reflection of the people that we've put in place around them.
The Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Upgrade your home with Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Be among the first 40 June projects to sign up for 5 or more installed windows and receive a free patio door. Plus, enjoy 12 months, no interest, no payments financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Do you know a woman making a difference in Seattle's sports and events community? Someone who leads with purpose, mentors others, champions inclusion, and inspires those around her to be their best? Why Seattle and Seattle Sports want to celebrate her. Nominations are now open for the 2026 Women of Inspiration Award, recognizing an outstanding woman whose impact is helping shape the future of sports and events in our region. Submit your nomination today at woiseattle.org. Nominations close July 10th.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizzy.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZY to learn more.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Tyler in Tacoma texting in, get after them kids, Grandpa Bump, because it's time for Get Off My Lawn. It's a Wednesday at 10:45, and Bump in his old age is finding himself getting fired up about things that didn't used to make him angry. Maybe you guys can relate. Bumps, what's grinding your gears this week?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
All right, first up, gym etiquette. Gym etiquette.
Always one of three things.
You know what I did? I went to the gym after work yesterday, which I typically don't do because I want to avoid the crowd or whatnot. And the kids. And some adults, too. Adults be tripping in there as well. And I was reminded why I don't do that. So I go to the gym, and it's a gym where, I could run into people for sure. I could run into them just because of where it's located. I ain't going to tell you where it's located, but that's where it's located. And I'm in there, and I see a couple of athletes I used to train or whatnot. Say what up, boom, 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 say what's up. And then they keep coming up to me, and I have my AirPods in them. I got to take them out, huh? Okay, put them back in.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay, you got 2 comments, okay? Unless we're talking about something deep, unless it's like I'm like engaging back, like for real, and let me ask a follow-up question and whatnot. You got 2 comments, because I'm only in here for an hour and a half. I'm trying to get in, I'm trying to get out. And they kept talking to me. I'm like, look, I don't have the metabolism you guys have. Okay? You're 20-something years old. You're ripped to shreds right now. I got to put in this work, okay? Y'all be sitting there in your pajama pants, walking around, your slippers on and stuff, and you're going to get jacked because you're 20-something years old.
You do 2 sets.
Yeah, and you're good. You're just walking around the locker room with your shirt off and stuff. I'm like, listen, I got to grind for this right now. It is hard to maintain this 40-year-old body and fight off the dad bod as long as I can, okay? You got 2 comments to me, and then you got to move on. And then I go into the sauna. When there's this older gentleman in there. And I always take my hoodie off when I get into the sauna so people know I'm not listening. I'm on my – and he starts talking to me about the game and all this stuff. I give him 2 seconds. Yeah. Boom. And he keeps talking to me. I'm like, listen, one, I'm trying to write an email to Matthew, right, in the sauna in the morning time. Boom, 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 boom. And he distracted me.
An email that I didn't get until 9:30 this morning.
Because I was distracted.
Exactly.
I had to get out of there. Usually I push the send button, I'm gone. And it wasn't 9:30, okay? I was here at 8:30 this morning, right? All right. And I'm like, you're distracting me from my work. So 2 comments, all right? If someone engages back with you, then you go in and you guys dive deep. Unless you are a pretty woman, I will give you more time, okay? Pretty women get more time. This is the way that it is, okay? I will give you 4 comments, all right? We'll see where this thing goes. But anyone else, 2 comments for everyone, not just me. You talk to anybody, 2 comments, and you out of here, all right? Done with y'all.
We'll see where this thing goes. It's crazy. We'll see where this thing goes. We'll see what happens here. No, I agree with you. And also, I think it's bad etiquette to keep talking to someone who has headphones on.
Yeah.
I am shocked how many people talk to me. And this sounds really antisocial. I actually really enjoy, just chatting up random people. Sometimes it can brighten your day. Have a nice day. I get it. Everyone's friendly. Yeah. It's sunny. But sometimes it's gross out. I'm walking my dog. I have headphones on. I'm making it clear that I am in and out. I'm just trying to get him to go to the bathroom and get back inside because it's freezing or whatever.
We're on schedules.
Don't talk to me,
I'm 40. Man. I'm on a strict schedule.
If I have headphones on, it is my antisocial cue to the world.
Exactly. Let's respect it.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Hey, I'm so glad that the bridge is open again. No more 2-lane closure on the bridge on the 5. That is beautiful.
Shout out to the bridge.
Y'all did y'all thing. It was like 5 or 6 months where.
Oh, it's coming back.
Is it? No, after the World Cup. It's on hold. After the World Cup, we'll be good. I will take this time. Okay, we'll take this time. But it's almost like people forgot how to drive on that thing, all right? Because everyone's so used to going slow. And if you're going slow, that's fine. You go slow, you do your thing. Stacey does it every day, and she stays in the right lane.
What I did
and she's good.
This.
And she's good, all right? But what I can't tolerate is if you are going slow and I speed up to pass you, and now you want to speed up because your ego's hurt because you're going slow?
Yep.
Nah, just let me pass. You decided to go 55. I decided to go 65. Just because you feel some kind of way doesn't mean you speed up and you try to block me. Now I got to go 70 and I'm risking getting a ticket because I know all you're going to do is just slow down once again. So just listen. If you happen to be in the left lane, you're going slow. You shouldn't be there, first of all. You should be over there with Stacey in the right lane.
Okay? Again.
But if you're in the left lane and you're going slow and someone passes you, just let them pass you. Let them pass you. It's okay. Everyone maneuvers their own stuff. You know, I wasn't a 4-3 receiver. I was a 4-4.
Right.
You know?
Right.
All right, they put me in the slot. Okay, I'm in the slot.
Right.
I'm going to do my job.
You let the other guys pass you.
This is what I'm saying. No, I didn't let them. They just passed me. That's what I'm saying. If you are going slow and someone swoops around to pass you, swallow your pride, forget that ego, let them go. You'll probably never see that person again.
Yeah.
Let it go.
And just accept that, like, you know what? This is who I am today. I'm a 65 today. And that's who I am, and I'm comfortable with that because I'm not going to get a ticket.
You're a 60. You ain't never no 65.
And you know what?
I've
never gotten a day in my life.
A speeding ticket?
Yep.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Hella parking tickets, though.
Why are we, why are we?
It's your turn. You know what? Because for a week, last time you guys were in here, it was just you two. Y'all were on my dome piece, okay? All right, so this is naturally coming back to you.
They don't always make the signs clear. They don't make them clear. The rules are very confusing.
If it's blue with a person sitting in a wheelchair, you can't park there.
Very confusing to me. What's next?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Last one. Listen, I don't condone gang violence.
Where are we going?
I don't condone it. I'm from LA.
What a start.
I'm from LA.
Hell of a start.
Before I went out with my boys growing up, we'd be like, where are we going? What neighborhood are we going to? Oh, that's a blue neighborhood. That's a red neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay, let's dress neutral and make sure that we're good.
There you go.
Knicks out there beating up Spurs fans.
Oh, no.
They are beating them up. I don't condone it. But if you're a Spurs fan and you're walking around New York with a Spurs jersey on, what do you expect is going to happen to you? Like, what do you expect?
Are we victim blaming Spurs fans?
I don't think that it's right that the Knicks fans are beating them up. But if I knew I was going into a blue neighborhood growing up, am I going to wear red? Nah. I ain't going to wear blue. I'm going to be neutral. I'm going to make sure there's no problems. No one's asking me where I'm from. No one's walking up on me. I'm just here. I go to school. My name is Michael. I like sports. All right? That's what you do. So if you're walking to another neighborhood, okay, I don't condone this, but you know the rules of the neighborhood, and you got a Wemby jersey on?
Wow.
And y'all just won?
Wow.
Don't get on the subway, take your jersey off, get on a taxi, get the heck up out of there. That's just the rules of the streets, okay? I learned this when I was 11 years old. The first time someone asked me where I was from because I was wearing the wrong colors, I was like, that will never happen to me again.
Here's the thing. Now, if we are making the comparison to gang violence, those are things you kind of understand, and it is a world that is not only, like, not legal, but there's an understood violence there where it's like, well, don't be dumb. You should be allowed to wear your
But you're not.
jersey.
But that's the rules of the street. You're not. You say, you know what? It's against the law for them to beat me up. I have my Wemby jersey on. You're asking for it.
That's what I'm not saying. No, I'm going to wear my Wemby jersey.
I'm not saying the Knicks fans are right. I'm not saying they're right. No, they are wrong for that. But you know how they get down over there.
So you're saying, hey, stubborn Spurs fans that are upset that they're getting, kind of yelled at, attacked, harassed by Knicks fans, get off my lawn. They need to get off your lawn. Or does everyone need to get off your lawn?
Y'all are asking for it. Knicks fans, y'all tripping.
Okay, so everyone get off your lawn.
Whose territory are you in?
Okay.
You think if I went to a blue neighborhood wearing red, I'm like, so what? I can wear whatever I want to. No, I'm not wearing that color. I'm out of there. Forget that.
Oh, God. Logan Gilbert threw nearly 60 pitches through his first 2 innings last night. Then he improved, ended up getting through 6. Coming up next, Ryan Rowland-Smith tells us what he saw Gilbert do.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it! Wow!
The Seattle Sports app.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Ask your Bryant dealer to maintain your current system or install an energy-efficient Evolution system. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. Whatever it takes.
When temperatures rise, the Murphy Auction Company rolls out the biggest online heavy equipment auction of the summer, and it's here now. Bidding starts 10 a.m. Thursday, June 11th, and closes at 10 a.m. June 18th. On the block, find a huge assortment of heavy equipment, contractors' equipment, and vehicles, like 80 heavy trucks, 13 excavators, 5 backhoes, 9 forklifts, 3 skid steers, 2 asphalt pavers, and a 2002 Trail King 50-ton triaxle lowboy equipment trailer. Plus, a 2025 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat with under 2,000 miles, contractor's tools, attachments, roll-off boxes, lumber, and much more. Preview all items June 16th and 17th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures and all details, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Rick Riz here for the Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington's Improve Your Play program. Many of our local youth sports teams need help with field enhancements, training, and equipment. Local Pella owners Keith Dashafy and Luke Wilson are stepping up to donate $5,000 to 2 deserving teams. We need your help finding them. Head to seattlesports.com/play to nominate a deserving team in need. Let's help our local youth improve their play this year with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Contests and rules at seattlesports.com/play.
Your home is your sanctuary. How it looks and who you trust to make it look the best is paramount. All Covered Painting works with Seattle homeowners who care about details. Experienced in-house professionals who handle every local project with all the care your home deserves. They listen to your vision and help bring it to life. Book All Covered Painting for your summer project and ask about a complimentary color consultation with an interior designer. Recommended by homeowners, allcoveredpainting.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of that new deck, you got to get a hold of PCF. Call them before the great weather arrives and their schedule gets totally filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round no matter what the weather brings. And for a limited time, how about this? Get 50% off demolition costs up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we love it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, and construction can take a little time, so get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and look at all the offer details at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
Get ready. Seattle Soccer Fever is taking over. Join us at noon on Friday, June 19th at Muckleshoot Casino Resort as the U.S. men's national team takes the field. Brought to you by Seattle Sports. Plus, don't miss your chance to meet a Seattle Sports on-air personality who'll be on site with exclusive giveaways all game long. You could win a 2-year lease on a Mini Cooper from Seattle BMW Mini. And the first 200 guests get a free hot dog and chips. Be there June 19th at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Stacy here for ARC, a fully electric boat that feels like a luxury EV. ARC boats are easy to operate with significantly less maintenance and service. Book a demo just like I did. They'll pick you up if you can't make it to Kirkland. Go to arcboats.com/demo. That's arcboats.com/demo.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners got an improbable win over the Orioles last night thanks to some dynamic defense in the 10th and a 2-run bomb from Randy Arozarena. They're now 4 games over 500 with 2 more to play here against Baltimore. George Kirby versus Brandon Young today. First pitch at 3:35 p.m. Pre-game show starts at 2:30 p.m. right here on Seattle Sports. Meanwhile, the Spurs look to even up the series against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden tonight. Game 4 of the NBA Finals tips off at 5:30 on ABC.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Mariners analyst Ryan Rowland-Smith joining us now. And Ryan, I say this with love and with light and with respect. I am shocked the Mariners won that one last night. It just felt really weird. It felt like it was getting out of hand. There were a lot of things that had to go right. It felt like it was leading to a loss where we'd be going, Robles, you can't get thrown out. You know, you can't get picked off, or like, oh man, you got to talk about Alex O'Hoppe not, with that wild pitch that we'd be talking about chances missed. And yet they pulled it out. What to you is the maybe most important factor?
Yeah, you're not wrong. It was exhausting. It really was. I was cooked after that, doing that in the booth last night, that's for sure. I think that, especially too from an Orioles standpoint, they would have had plenty of content in a post-game show to talk about all the ways that they lost that game. Things that stood out to me were the obviously, without sounding cliche, but not giving in, right? Like, for example, watching Ryan Bliss just be all over the map, making plays, and then you're so shorthanded in the bullpen, and you've got to go with Alex Hoppe, who I know, he bounced that ball trying to make that pitch, but besides that one pitch, man, I'm telling you, he looked really good. Like, he showed some potential of a guy who could potentially fill a gap down the road if the game can slow down a little bit. And then obviously really happy for Nick Davila, who got off a red-eye flight last night to get his first ever save, which are really difficult. To get an S in your baseball reference, they're really tough to get in the big leagues. I remember that was one of the first things, a teammate of mine, Eric O'Flaherty, said, good luck getting an S or getting a save up here in the big leagues in your baseball reference, because it's really hard. So happy for all of that. But at the same time, too, look, there's a situation where you are facing a really tough lineup. That really is. The Orioles are starting to click. I know it doesn't show, but they're really starting to click offensively. And, man, there's some weapons. And that game was completely out of hand. And it's one that you walk away and say, all right, if you have a Logan Gilbert who can throw nearly 60 pitches in the first 2 innings, but just keep grinding away and get better and better, and then all of a sudden he gets asked to go back out for that 6th, and all of a sudden he just gets this injection of energy because he's getting a chance to not go 5 and dive and go back for the 6. That was massive. And then you have a situation where your bullpen ERA is, top 2 in the American League, and really top 2 in Major League Baseball. And you have Andres Munoz going through what he's doing. You have literally the last guys, and you're short, the last guys in your bullpen to get it done, and you can still somehow manage to win a game like that. It just speaks volumes. So, and by the way, not to mention too, Randy Arozarena doing his thing when other guys aren't, and so on. So there's just so much from that you could walk away. I'm with you too, man. The fact they won that was not a miracle, but it was crazy. But there's just, when you can win a game like that, you can take a breath, reset. 24 hours later, you can control a little bit and try and win a series. So all of that said, man, it was a blast, and I was pretty fired up after the game. That's for sure.
Hey, Ryan, so in extras, I was at the gym, and I'm listening to the game, and then when Randy's up to hit, my Wi-Fi goes out, and I'm like, okay, what happened? And I check the score, and we're up 2. I go, no, he didn't. Randy did not just go yard in that situation. I went back and I watched it, and it just reminds me that Randy just doesn't get the love that he probably deserves. Let's talk about Randy and how clutch he's been this season.
Yeah, he's been huge, man. I mean, first of all, that pitch, if you got your Wi-Fi back, you're able to watch the replay, or you weren't using dial-up in your gym or whatever you were trying to do, you'd be all right. But, no, that pitch, it was a really tough pitch to not only make good, solid contact and find outfield grass, but let alone hit into the seats in right field. That was wild. And you're right. Look, one thing I'm noticing with him is, from a pitcher standpoint, he is very tough to pitch against, right? So I always look at these through the lens of a pitcher. So, okay, if he's just getting head out and driving balls into left field, and there's that swing and miss that we saw last year at the top of the strike zone, and there's a little bit more chase from him without contact. All right, you know what? There's some holes there, and this hot streak that we saw him go on at times will start to go away. But the problem is with him, pitching against him, is the at-bats, man. The pitches per plate appearances are through the roof. The contact with 2 strikes, the ability to hit, 42%, the highest he's hit into right field with authority. And we saw that last night, but even, some of the doubles he's hit going into that right center gap, man, he's just a nightmare to pitch against at the moment. He really is. And then also, not to mention the fact, I know he's up in the lineup right now, but you get a Cal back and a Brendan Donovan. If he can keep up some of these foundational parts of his at-bat going, like that pitches per plate appearance, like no, I'm not calling it discipline. I'm talking, 5 pitches per at-bat half the time. The fact he hits the ball to right center field with authority, and you can still drive a ball into the left field for sure. Cutting down on the chase at the top of the zone. Some of those things, when you get a Cal and a Brendan Donovan back in this second half, and you have that to deal with when you get through the meat of the lineup, man, it is just going to be a nightmare. So he has been awesome, man. I know he walked onto the All-Star team last year like he was a late ad. There is no doubt in my mind that he should be, an American League first, second vote to get to be another All-Star. And we're looking at this going, sometimes we take that for granted. You said not getting the love, man. I'm looking at this going, yeah, okay. He was an All-Star last year. He's always been a factor. He came over in the trade. He's going to be an All-Star this year, hopefully. And we're kind of sitting here not pushing aside, but I'm with you. I don't think we give him as much love as we should, for sure.
Hey, I wanted to talk about Logan, who had a tough 2 first innings and then powered through. First inning, I think, had 29 or so pitches, nearly 60 through the first 2. Obviously ended up getting through 6, which was massive. Ryan, did you see him make some kind of correction? Did he luck into stuff? Was it bad luck early? What did you see over the course of his day?
Man, it was... I was exhausted watching him because, you just keep looking. I'm going, hold on, that's another 10 pitches to this pitch count. And you're in the 3rd inning going, how am I going to get through the 4th? Like, that's what it feels like, and it's the worst. So watching him, a couple of things I noticed early, no fastball command at all. And we've seen him with that. And when he has to go slider heavy, it kind of it doesn't give you the same effect on his split or any of the secondary pitches, because guys can sit back and say, all right, you can eliminate the fastball against him, and you can all of a sudden start fouling off sliders all day long, and that's kind of what happened. And so you saw that, and then the 3rd inning was a bit of a breakthrough, but to me, the big difference was the Mariners had that big 3rd inning, and then he comes back out for the 4th, and just a 1-2-3. And I'm telling you, we talked about this during the game, me and Goldie. When you can do that as a pitcher, and then you're looking at the 5th saying, all right, if I can just I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to have a 6-pitch inning. If I can get through to a place where I'm, mid-90s, knowing that in the pitch count and knowing that, we're short in the bullpen, man, I'm going to buy myself a 6th. And your energy goes through the roof. I'm not kidding, man. Like, you go back in the dugout after 5, no starting pitcher, whether it's 10 years ago or now, wants to go 5 and dive. That's what they call it. They go, 5 and dive, way to battle. Like, it's brutal, man. Like, it's the worst. It feels like you barely pitched. And so he's battling through those first 2 innings. He gets through the 4th and 5th. And then Dan Wilson's like, hey, I need you for the 6th. If you saw him in person, I know the camera didn't show it. The TV didn't show it. He charged out of the mound for that 6th. And I was like, oh, man, he's going to cruise through this 6th. whether it's, it takes him, 20 pitches or not, doesn't matter. And so I chunked his outing to the first 2 innings were absolute battle, had no feel, but he was able to not give in, make pitches. Third and fourth was a bit of a turnaround where he was a little bit better and he was just trying to fight his way to try and earn himself the 6th. So I kind of break it into 3 little parts there for Logan Gilbert, but it wasn't pretty, man. He was finally able to smile at the end of it. He's going to go back and bullpen session, try and get that fastball right, whatever it is. But man, it was absolute marathon for him that first couple of innings. But it's just good to see him able to pitch to get through 6 innings, which was amazing. So it was good. But I think the 4th and 5th was a bit of a breakthrough for him, where he was able to make some pitches when he needed to.
I heard you guys trying to figure out, okay, well, who's down? The last 3 innings, you guys are trying to figure out, all right, who's down? What's the situation going to be? And then the 10th, we see Davila. And it's I think I heard one of you guys say that it was the oldest first appearance in franchise history, seeing Davila come out there. And then the first pitch, he hits a dude. And I'm thinking, poor guy, man. Like, how is he going to bounce back from this? And he happens to do it. Just how difficult was that for him last night?
It was tough, man. And you mentioned the first guy he hit. One thing about Davila, watching him early on, is his slider, which is a really good pitch, he hasn't really honestly had that. Like, he's got no swing and miss on that pitch just yet. I'm sure he will eventually, but it's a short sample size. But that was a slider he hit the dude with, and straight away you're like, oh, God, here we go again, man. I know what it's been the last couple of days in Baltimore, but the command has just been a lot of big misses. Anyway, he gets through that, and then I think with him, honestly, getting off a red-eye flight, coming in, thrown to the Wolves, at that point, you really have no choice but to just say, all right, here we are. You have no time to process it or someone tell you, hey, by the way, tonight you got to go in and pitch and we're going to have you close out this game or any of this crap. You just get thrown in there, and it's just straight, I'm in survival mode. So I think he was in just straight survival mode, and he finally was able to make a pitch. Tyler O'Neill throwing that sinker under the hands. And then he probably woke up this morning and said, what did I just do last night? It was wild, man. So I'm happy for him. I remember the first save I ever got was we were so strapped in the bullpen. We had no arms. And here I am in 2008 coming in early against Tampa Bay Rays. I'm like looking up going, oh, man, okay, I'm pitching the 9th here because there's a couple of lefties. And I'm like, I'm about to get a save. Oh, man. Like, it catches. I'm telling you, those last 3 outs we're talking about with Munoz, they are so hard to get. And I remember I got the first out, and I'm like, okay, I'm all good here. And then you get through it, you're like, man, I just got a big league save. It's a big deal, man. They're tough to get. So I was really happy for him. And, it was cool listening to him talk after the game about the last 24 hours. He was at his girlfriend's, I think, not 2-year anniversary, but birthday. They've been together for 2 years or something at Din Tai Fung at Sets in a mall there, and all of a sudden he had a clubby come and meet him at the airport, red-eye flight, boom, straight into the Wolves here in Baltimore. So crazy 24 hours for him.
Always good to add that context too. You get some people that are like, what are you doing, man? And it's like, just think of this person's life leading up to this, or like the last 24 hours and how chaotic that is. Hey, speaking of get saves and Munoz and kind of the structure of how guys do things. Brock and Salk were having not quite a debate, but a conversation the other day about, kind of how the Mariners versus some other teams structure bullpen usage with that kind of like, okay, this is your 7th inning, this is your 8th, this is your 9th versus, okay, these are the 3 most important outs, and being a little more flexible there. How do you make of how the Mariners do things? What are the drawbacks or benefits to it?
Yeah, if you're talking about like Munoz being the traditional closer in the 9th, and then sort of matching up as they have, and me and Goldie have talked through this, this whole road trip about matching up, but Munoz is always that 9th inning, right? As we know. But you go back a couple of years ago, the Mariners didn't really have a definitive closer. Oh, look, I am all for. I've always been. You have to have your 9th inning guy. You just do. And what it does is shorten the game. Obviously, Munoz has had an amazing career. He really has. I know it's been bumpy here in this last month, but I mentioned this earlier. Those last 3 outs are they're just different. They are just different. And I've been in bullpens before when you know that you have to cover from, call it the 6th to the 8th. So you go the 6th inning to the 8th inning, and you got to do that in this series and then the following series. And so you sort of map out the next 6 days if you're a coaching staff, and you look around and say, all right, who's got what matchup? as opposed to, all right, I know it sounds crazy, it's that extra inning, but all of a sudden we've got the 6, and now we have to try and get those last 3 outs as a group. I'm telling you, man, like, oh, well, this 3 outs are more important than this. Yeah, sure, it doesn't matter. It just when you having the ability to shorten the game. Now, we have been blessed with Munoz because he's an all-star closer and he's been really good. I know it doesn't feel like that right now because it's been a bit of a roller coaster and super stressful. But when you watch those teams that have that consistent 9th inning, it just puts everything in regards to game planning and matchups. And when you got to face a guy twice in those crucial innings, completely different. So I'm not for the most. Yeah, sure. The 7th inning, there could be a situation with 2 runners on, and you got to get those 2 big outs. I get it. And Matt Brash has been great at doing that, as we've seen. And we've inherited runners out on the bases. But the last 3 outs, I just can't describe it enough, man, are so different, regardless of which 3 outs you believe are the most important in the game. The 9th inning is just different. And Munoz, he's been doing it. He's been wobbly. I get it. But, man, it's nice to have that fixture there in the 9th.
And when you got like a minute here, Ryan, how good is Garver when it comes to the challenges, man? It's like whenever he challenges, I just walk away and assume we're good and go make a sandwich and come back and wait for the call. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's been really good, man. And I don't know if it's experience. He mentioned working really hard on it because he knew it was going to be a massive factor in the season. In spring training, he worked on it. Johnny Paredes had some struggles. He had that big one the other night. But, no, man, Mitch Garver, he takes a lot of pride in turn it over and just sort of prepping himself for what, when, and how should I be trying to turn these over. You'll notice sometimes he doesn't go for it, and it's just because of the time of the game. You're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. You say that two pitches later, but he does it in a split second, make that decision to try and turn it over or not. He's been really good, man. Awesome.
Mariners analyst Ryan Rowland-Smith, kind enough to join us. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.
Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, new Raiders quarterback Kirk Cousins said something about the quarterback room. What did he say, and is there a problem with what he said?
Yeah, he said he's not a mentor, that it's collaborative. It's like, no, Kirk, you've been in the league for so long. You're 37 years of age. You know things that Mendoza doesn't know. They need you to be a mentor. I get the collaborative, and that could be being a mentor as well as like talking about things together and trying to figure things out and not just throwing the answer out there and trying to force Mendoza to learn the game. But no, you have to lead because there's some things that he just doesn't know. I mean, if you don't have the experience, then why would you expect to collab with somebody? When I work with someone and I know there's a strong point that they have, I'm like, cool, I'm going to lean on you with that because that's what you're good at. And if I have the strong point, I hope they lean on me. There's some things where we both are kind of on the same page. We can collab. But if you're getting into like the broadcasting industry and you're a 20-year-old out of college and we work together, I'm probably going to lead because I've done this more. But you probably know things that I don't know too. So in some cases, it's a collab. But for the most part, Kirk needs to lead and show him how to prepare, how to work, how to take care of everybody, all of that stuff. Mendoza is a smart kid, and I think that he has a lot of the tools already, but he don't got the experience that you have. So I hope he's just saying that publicly so it sounds good. Yeah. But in reality, in that room, you need to be the mentor.
Do you ever wonder what a team is telling a quarterback? Because I look at it and I think the same thing where I'm like, I mean, Kirk, I see a first overall pick that's clearly the franchise guy for a team that's in a rebuilding period. You're not the dude. Like, you're there to help out, but like, are they telling you you're so much better that you're like, what are they telling you?
Yeah.
It's confusing.
It was weird. I read the article and I think Kirk might just trying to be PC. So Mendoza feels like he's included, which he should. He's the number 1 pick for sure. But Kirk, man, you got game-winning drives. I mean, you've had horrible turnovers. You've had runs of greatness. He hasn't done that in this league. So you should be the mentor and show him how to be a pro.
Second down. All right, what are we talking about when we talk about the Vikings' approach, and why might it be doing more harm than good?
They need to decide who they're rolling with here soon. Because Kyler Murray said it himself that splitting reps is hard. It makes it hard for him to learn the offense. At some point, I think you need to alternate and say, okay, today, Kyler, you're running with the ones. Today, JJ, you're running with the ones. Because if you keep splitting them, there are going to be plays that the other one doesn't run. You're not going to run every play twice just so both guys can get it, because now that hinders the development of your offense as a whole. Your offensive line, your receivers, your running backs. So I think eventually, I don't think they have to do it now, but sooner or later, probably before training camp, they need to figure out who's going to be the guy, because Kyler's right. If he's not able to get the reps consistently and make those mistakes and go back and correct them and have the coach stop practice and talk about this and that and third on a consistent level, it's just going to be hard for him to pick it up. So Vikings, eventually, pick somebody and just roll with it.
Who do you think it'll be?
It's going to be Kyler. He's a pro.
For another day, I'm sure you and Curtis actually talked about it. J.J. McCarthy's comments about Kyler Murray being kind of weird.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I missed that day, but I saw them and was like...
It's awkward. Things feel awkward in that QB room. It's awkward with the language that J.J.'s using. And now Kyler's gone out there and said, it's hard for me to pick up the offense because we're splitting reps.
Third down. Why do you think Riley Mills will have a good year?
We were talking to him yesterday. I think you asked him the question about his position. And then he said, I can play the A, the B, the edge. He can get moved around essentially. And I think that is key with that defensive line. If you're able to take on a double team, you're able to split the B gap, you're able to rush the edge and get after the quarterback. That means when they bring in these different packages and personnel groups, you can still be on the field. You have more opportunity to make plays. That's why I love what Leo does. Leo can play all across the board. I think D-Law can play all across the board. There's some guys like Byron Murphy and Jay Reed are just, because of their body makeup, they're just interior guys. But Mills played, 2 games last season, got a sack in the Super Bowl. If he's able to pick up this defense, which it sounds like he is, and Mike is able to move him around, there's just more opportunity. So with opportunity, I think there comes more plays for Riley to make, and I think he's going to make them.
Fourth down. What would be concerning for you at camp?
If the offense, at OTAs.
At OTAs, sorry.
If the offense wasn't rolling. Like, if the offense didn't look like they were making plays, because we know that OTAs is exaggerated.
Yeah.
The DBs aren't going to make plays on the football. D-line's not going to touch the quarterback. They're going to tap the running back. The linebackers aren't going to tackle. OTAs are built for the offense just to look great. It's rare that I've been to an OTA, even with incompleted passes, where I think, oh man, this offense is going to struggle. I look at them and I say to myself, yeah, they look like they're supposed to look like at OTAs. As a receiver, OTAs is where you shine. You got to catch everything because no one's going to touch you. No one's going to touch you. They might give you something at the line of scrimmage, but once the ball's in the air, it is your play to be made, and no one's going to touch you. And the few practices I've been out there, that's what it looks like. Offense just making plays, defense in position. If Sam was throwing the ball in the dirt, if running backs were fumbling the ball, if the O-line was going right and the run's going left.
Yeah, everyone looks confused.
It'd be chaos. Then I'd be confused. But at this point, I'm thinking to myself, this is exactly where they're supposed to be. Offense looks like they're winning every play when the defense can't make any.
Can I ask a follow-up? It's not technically your question, but if it's really concerning if they look really lost and bad, because that's kind of the time when everyone's supposed to be great, everything's slowed down, it's not the regular tempo. Is it possible to take something that's encouraging, or is it just like, yeah, that's how you should look? Like, what is encouraging? What is an A+ look like if everyone's supposed to be kind of good?
To me, if you're in man coverage and you got the DB's hips going the other way. Sam, if he is just dropping a dime over the wide receiver's shoulder. If Jadarian's in space and the linebacker's in position to make the tackle, and he shakes him so bad he crosses his foot and goes the other way.
Okay.
Like, there are things, if you really know the game, that you can say, all right, well, the DB wasn't making that play anyway. Linebacker wasn't making that play anyway. But for the most part, offense should be winning every practice.
Good insight, though. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Bump has personally complained about some of the really useless stats in baseball. There's too much. And now an actual baseball player is backing him up. That's next.
Brock and Salk.
Unfortunately, we got a Mooney problem, man. We do.
Morning 6 to 10.
Because he's given up as many earned runs now as he did all last year.
There is a problem.
I think a confidence problem as much as maybe anything else. And we know how fickle that can be with closers.
At the end of the day, what would I do right now? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think right now you can.
I think I'm probably doing nothing.
You know, if there's another couple of these blow-ups and another couple command issues, I think you do. I think then you evaluate it after this road trip.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Gauge Jamila.
She's thinking
outside the box, from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps your meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of the video calls, back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
When temperatures rise, the Murphy Auction Company rolls out the biggest online heavy equipment auction of the summer, and it's here now. Bidding starts 10 a.m. Thursday, June 11th, and closes at 10 a.m. June 18th. On the block, find a huge assortment of heavy equipment, contractors' equipment, and vehicles, like 80 heavy trucks, 13 excavators, 5 backhoes, 9 forklifts, 3 skid steers, 2 asphalt pavers, and a 2002 Trail King 50-ton triaxle lowboy equipment trailer. Plus, a 2025 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat with under 2,000 miles, contractor's tools, attachments, roll-off boxes, lumber, and much more. Preview all items June 16th and 17th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures and all details, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Dave Wyman here, and the folks at Bellevue Rare Coins say higher prices have enticed more Americans to cash out their jewelry, gold, and silver items. Here's a story from a real customer. She walked into Bellevue Rare Coins with an old bag of jewelry, a little bit nervous, a little bit embarrassed because it was mostly old tangled chains and pieces she hadn't looked at in years. When they gave her the total, she couldn't believe what it was worth. Go see what your jewelry is worth with a free consultation. Bellevue Rare Coins is now in Linwood, Issaquah, Tacoma, and Bellevue.
Your windows and doors play a huge role in your home's efficiency and comfort. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors for windows that are up to 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and reduce noise by up to 50%. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Upgrade your home with Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Be among the first 40 June projects to sign up for 5 or more installed windows and receive a free patio door. Plus, enjoy 12 months no interest, no payments financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Manny Machado says he has to ask his teammates what some of the stats on the Jumbotron mean. This is kicking off The Timeline today. Bump, you saw this story, and you felt validated. You said, I get it. This is audio courtesy of Marty Caswell on Instagram.
I just wish we can get the analytics out the way. I think there's too many stats out there. Too many stats. Way too many numbers. I don't even know half of the stuff that goes up there. I look at the board sometimes and I'm like, man, I even ask some of the guys, like, what is WCCVBB, whatever it is? Like what are these names that are being created? You know, I mean, it's just crazy to even keep up with.
Weighted expected on base percentage?
Is it? Is that what it is? Yeah, what is that?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I mean, the pitching stuff, like FIP or something like that, I think, right?
Fielding independent pitching.
Yeah, like what is that?
That's taking out the defense to say this guy.
All right, so why would you have that stat? Isn't
show
baseball
how much of a stud a guy really is.
Yeah, but it takes a team to win a ball game, and not just one person. One person could be that guy, right? So one person could carry a team, but this is a team sport. You don't win a championship by just one player. It takes a whole village to do it.
Bump.
I never felt so understood in my life. I tell you, man, there's a lot of stats in baseball, so many stats in baseball. And once you understand the breakdown, it gives you some context, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's all bad, but that's Manny Machado, like one of the best in the game, and he don't even understand. He had to be, explain what some of these stats were. It's just a lot sometimes, and the stat that he said, if like nobody was on the baseball field, this is what. Like, what? There's always somebody on the baseball field.
But in the defense of the guys giving the numbers, the point is to be able to isolate when he's like, well, the whole thing is you do as a team. And the point is to be able to try to isolate defense or fielders from some of it.
I get all that.
You just can't fully do it.
I get all that.
I get
There's
what you're
always
saying.
defenders
you can't
out
really
there.
do it. Yeah.
Let's play a game with no defenders out there. I might get on.
Well, and you can't do the stats of like there's no way to track the stats of what a pitcher feels knowing the defense he has behind him.
It's a lot. I'm not saying it's bogus. I'm not saying there's no value to it. But when I first started covering baseball for real,
fair,
I felt like Manny, like, what?
Yes.
What do you mean? Like, why are there so many columns for baseball?
I totally get it. And I think that I think there are just numbers that are irrelevant for certain players or certain position groups or just certain things, or where it's like, if you could make a case that a player who is clearly by the eye test struggling is actually secretly like the best player in the league by like isolating certain things. Sometimes it's useful though, right? Like we had, now these aren't advanced stats, but when we had Alex on when Cal was struggling, this was prior to him dealing with that oblique injury, but he was clearly struggling. Alex was like, well, look at something really simple like fly ball percentage or
barrel.
Right. He's
that
like,
makes
if you
sense.
isolate certain stats, or if you look at BABIP, like that can be really informative for players that are running into bad luck or whatever it is. But what I really like that Manny did is follow up with like, well, what's that? Why would you use that? I actually really, I actually really appreciate when someone just goes, well, the DVOA, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, what's DVOA? Why would you use that? What does it measure? And I appreciate as a stat, but I also really like challenging that thought, because sometimes I also fall into the pool of just going like, well, this is what it is. And it's like, well, just be willing to also understand the numbers that you're citing.
I also think Manny comes from a different generation too.
Yeah.
I don't know where's Manny from? Bones? Is he from this country?
He's not from this country, no.
No, and I also think culturally it could be different too. Like a lot of the times, just square the ball up, hit it, get on base, and they're not looking at all those numbers and metrics and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, goal of the game is to score runs and defend and pitch, but there's a bunch of stuff in between. I think that if you can understand it, it makes you look at the game differently, for
Brady,
sure.
Manny Machado was born and raised in Miami.
My bad.
He's not from this country, no. He's an American citizen.
But no, it was just funny hearing a pro, because I'm telling you what, like 10 years ago when I first started covering baseball, for real,
yeah.
Man, I'm holding the cursor over those acronyms, trying to figure out what the heck that means. I'm Googling what all that stuff means. It's just funny to hear that from him.
Brady, I will go back. In your defense, he does play for the DR.
That's where I kind of derived it from.
I totally get it. Next story here. This one comes courtesy of Emerald City Hockey. Remember earlier in the spring, the Kraken said that they were going to release the findings of their in-house audit in May. This was Todd Leiweke in April.
The third thing we're going to do is we're going to measure, and we're going to report. We're going to communicate more with our season ticket members. They're going to know where we are on the journey. I am very, very, very confident that we're going to get this team to a good place. But it's going to take a plan, and we're going to set mile markers, and our fans are going to know where we are. And we're going to share some of those plans in May with our fans. And we've talked about actually instituting an annual report to our fans, and we're going to do that, and that first one will come in this May.
I love that. Bump, it is June 10th. Unfortunately, there has been nothing released to fans. Unless there's something I missed. Is there something I'm totally blanking on? I will admit that the Kraken were sometimes promising, but often a tough watch, and so I kind of zoned out. You know what I mean? Like, we understood where they were as an organization. They'd be trying to turn and to fix some things. So maybe I haven't been keeping a close enough eye, Bump, but I fear there is no audit to be seen.
You know what I just had a core memory pop up listening to him speak right now.
What?
When I was in 3rd or 4th grade, I played for the Cardinals, and it's at a team parent meeting. The players are there too, and our manager made all of these promises. He says, we're going to go out there, we're going to hit little golf balls so these guys can square it up. We're going to do all these drills and all that stuff. And I was all excited, like, yeah. Never did them.
Still thinking about it now.
Legit, the way he said it, I tapped back into that meeting in 3rd or 4th grade about the Cardinals.
I remember those
and
promises.
I'm like, we never did that stuff. I think it sounds good. I think that in sports, managers, players, they're all going to say some stuff that just sounds good. But maybe he found some stuff and was like, we can't release that. Nah, we're not doing things the way we're supposed to. So it doesn't surprise me, but whoever holds him accountable, go ahead and do that.
You can't, though, only choose to be transparent when you're going to like what people see. Like, the whole point of trying to evaluate where you are with a really tough lens is to take a tough look at yourself and your flaws in the areas where you want to be better.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise it's just, you know, I'm going to wait until everything's perfect to tell you everything looks great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great news. Next up. When was the last time you had to play it cool around a famous person? Real question for you right now. Who's the last really famous person you were around? You do a lot of Seahawks
like
stuff,
closely? Like in the same room?
Yeah, in the same room, maybe an interview, golf tournament.
Probably like Reggie Bush.
What was that like?
He was cool. Yeah, he was cool.
Okay. I think the move is, did you like kind of play it like, I don't even know you're Reggie Bush, or did you clearly acknowledge
we were sitting right next to each other, so we spoke to each other.
Okay,
yeah.
Some people prefer to play it pretty cool. And that was Dylan Harper sitting next to Jay-Z courtside, or excuse me, pretending not sitting next to him, pretending not to notice Jay-Z sitting courtside at last night's Game 3.
All right, we're burying the lead here. You come into this place tonight, and it was serious. Okay, I've been doing this a long time. I can't remember this many A-listers that went someplace else to see someone else.
Exactly.
How much do you feel that, like who it is?
I think before the game, you got, like, we came out and Jay-Z just walked by me.
Sure.
Like, little things like that.
You say what's up?
No. No.
Did you make eye contact?
No. I acted like I didn't see him.
I think I'd have the approach of Dylan. No, yeah. I did not say hi. I pretended he wasn't there. What do you mean? I have to pretend he's not Jay-Z and I don't know he exists.
If I played for the Knicks and I was a contributor and Jay-Z was there, I'm definitely saying what's up. If I play for the Knicks and I'm a bench guy in every game, nah. If I play for the Spurs, nah. there's certain privileges you get according to your status.
You going to go up and say hi to Kylie Jenner?
If I'm a Laker?
If you're a Knicks player?
Well, she go to Laker games too, right?
Probably, but definitely Knicks games.
If I was that's a girl though, and her dude's there. Nah. If anything, you say what's up to her dude,
and then to her,
and then you say hello to her.
What if you go up to her first?
You're not. I'm not going up to nobody's girl first. No.
Just say hi.
Nah.
Let's go around the diamond. First pitch of Game 3 of the Mariners series against the Orioles is at 3:30 p.m. today. Shannon Drayer's pregame show starts at 2:30 p.m. on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. That's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jewelers Edmonds. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up next, what is the deepest position group right now on the Seahawks roster?
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passan every Tuesday morning at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
Colt Emerson has a 157 OPS plus. What are we watching, Jeff?
The numbers are the numbers. The data is the data. It tells us what this player is producing, and there's no reason to think that he's not going to be able to do at the big league level what he did at the minor league level.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
It is going to be hot this weekend, and that warm weather has me thinking about summer plans. Stacy here to add one more thing to the top of your list. Book a demo and check out the brand new all-electric wake boat from ARC. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport, and it was a luxury EV on the water. Quiet, powerful, easy to operate, low maintenance. As soon as you see it coming, you know it's different. It doesn't make any noise. No loud engine, no gas fumes. You hop aboard and immediately feel like you're someone important. Luxury finishes, clean, tech throughout. Driving it is smooth. It has kind of that impressive kick you expect from an EV. Charging it is super easy, and they said they've never had an issue finding chargers. I did ask. I was concerned, but absolutely not a problem. And not paying for gas is a huge plus. Book a free demo and see it for yourself. You're going to come away impressed, I promise. They're doing demos on Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Honestly, if I could drive one of these to work, I would. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. That's arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll come pick you up.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafy, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 25% off windows and doors or 12 months, no interest, and no payments. We're also giving back to the community with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home today at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
When temperatures rise, the Murphy Auction Company rolls out the biggest online heavy equipment auction of the summer, and it's here now. Bidding starts 10 a.m. Thursday, June 11th, and closes at 10 a.m. June 18th. On the block, find a huge assortment of heavy equipment, contractors' equipment, and vehicles, like 80 heavy trucks, 13 excavators, 5 backhoes, 9 forklifts, 3 skid steers, 2 asphalt pavers, and a 2002 Trail King 50-ton triaxle lowboy equipment trailer. Plus, a 2025 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat with under 2,000 miles, contractor's tools, attachments, roll-off boxes, lumber, and much more. Preview all items June 16th and 17th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures and all details, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Do you know a woman making a difference in Seattle's sports and events community? Someone who leads with purpose, mentors others, champions inclusion, and inspires those around her to be their best. Why Seattle and Seattle Sports want to celebrate her. Nominations are now open for the 2026 Women of Inspiration Award, recognizing an outstanding woman whose impact is helping shape the future of sports and events in our region. Submit your nomination today at woiseattle.org. That's woiseattle.org. Nominations close July 10th.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
I go to Starbucks every day. They introduced the app a number of years ago. I was a very early adopter to mobile ordering with their app. That's an efficiency for me. I don't need the cashier experience. I don't need standing in line. Customers want the same thing. We video inspect all of our cars when they come in for a service appointment. So when we're doing a maintenance visit here, we do a video inspection of your vehicle. The technician shows you what your tires are at, what your brakes are at, what your filters are at. That's what we're sending to people. They open it, they look at it, they're in a meeting. But we've met them where they want to be met for quick and efficiency. And that's meeting a lot of new tech customers, but also just transparency.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get to the World Cup in 15 minutes. John Strong joining us live to preview. I think starts tomorrow, which is absolutely crazy. Mexico hosting South Africa. First U.S. match Friday. Before we get to any of that, what's the deepest position group on the Seahawks roster right now? The good news is you have a lot of choices. It's kind of hard to narrow it down.
It is. I remember last year we did this and we focused on the DBs, right? You had J Love, Josh Joe, Rick Woolen, Kobe or whatnot. But I'm going a different place with this one this time. I think it's offensive line. I think it's the offensive line because your starters, Charles Cross, Gray Zabel, Sundell, Bradford, Abraham Lucas. At some point we saw Amari Kite last year. At some point, we saw Christian Haynes. At some point, we saw Oluwatimi. We expect Bo Stevens to compete. We at some point, we saw Josh Jones. And then you go over to Kabadu. At some point, we saw Kabadu. And now you bring in Bobby Hart. They have not a solid 1 and 2 because obviously your 2s will never be as good as your 1s. Mm-hmm. But because we've had so many guys get reps in return, they brought back everybody. Everyone they brought back. So because we saw a bunch of reps from these guys, because we think that Bo Stevens is going to compete, and who knows, Josh Jones is probably going to play at some point. I don't expect everyone to play every single game. That's just how my mind works with football. Oluwatimi can play center or guard. Christian Haynes can play guard. We got Gray Zabel who can play left guard, right guard. Josh Jones can play right tackle, left tackle. The versatility in this group makes me think that they have to be the deepest group right now on this team.
Here's why I love that answer, because it was not mine initially, but once you shared it, I was suddenly challenging every other answer I gave.
What you got?
So, for instance, you said offensive line, and sure. There's a lot of bodies, same 13 to 15 or whatever guys coming back. And then I thought, but the real talent is up front with the defensive line, and I was like, how deep are they at some of those positions? So I ended up doing this. I'm like, well, running back, they got a couple names, and it's like, but you don't really trust those names. A lot of them are unproven. Wide receiver, no, there's a pretty big drop. Now, you love Rashid Shaheed. You love Cooper Kupp, obviously, but there's a pretty notable drop-off in production after JSN. So I went to safety, and I think I settled on safety for a minute, but it's obviously not as deep without Kobe Bryant. It's not that I hate to say it. It's just I hate to admit that you might be right here.
I think I'm not mad at safety, though.
Yeah.
DeAnthony Bell has played. We feel like Bud Clark is going to play. Rodney Thomas has played in this league before.
Mhm.
And you got Ty Okada and Julian Love.
My next closest.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the safety spot. I think we're gonna see Bud Clark. We're gonna see DeAnthony Bell. Those guys are gonna play at some point, and we hope to see Rodney Thomas. We'll see. If anything, all those names I just mentioned are at least gonna get special team reps. Ty Okada and J Love should start and hold this thing down. The weird one you mentioned is receiver, because if we're just talking bodies, they got bodies.
Oh, yeah.
You got Njigba, Kupp, Shaheed, Horton, Bobo, Emmanuel, Cody White, Ricky White, Irvin Charles they just picked up.
A million undrafted guys that are going to be there in training camp.
Yeah, the receivers will always be, numbers-wise, the deepest position out there.
Yep.
Because they're going to run guys all through. But I like that I looked at the roster and felt good about the offensive line, because we all know Anthony Bradford is a name that people are coming for. And they clearly drafted Bo Stevens to challenge him at that spot. And at the same time, Oluwatimi has started some games. Christian Haynes was drafted to be a guard here. And Josh Jones is probably the most underrated offensive lineman we have. When he's on the backside of those zones, climbing to the second and third level, he looks great. And then Mason Richmond. Did we even see him last year?
No, he was a great interview. I don't think we saw much of him, though, because it was just so
You know where I saw him? On the golf course. At the Seahawks Classic. He can hit the ball a mile. I know that. And
Bryson DeChambeau out there.
Great personality, too. He's a fun dude.
Yeah.
So, no, I like that what I chose as my deepest position are guys that are responsible for a lot on this football team.
I think you're right. I think that I was going to ask you, you ended up answering, which is great, but I was going to ask you, like, what does it say that that's the deepest position? For instance, if hypothetically running back was the single deepest position, let's say they went out, let's say that they not only got Jadarian, but they went out and they signed Rico Dowdle. I don't know, one of the free agents that we had profiled, and then they traded for someone else. We'd be like, well, what it says is that they are serious about sticking with that philosophy and really trying to find a guy there and trying to get 2,000-yard rushers and whatever they need to do, that is their MO with how they're going to win, right? Like, it always says something when you think about what they've invested, who they're bringing back. It's not that the Seahawks don't care deeply about being able to run the ball, but I do think it says something. You're right, that offensive line is something that you feel pretty good about right now. They didn't finish as the top unit in the league. It's not like they were full of Pro Bowlers. But where they are right now, Bump, is miles better than where they have been.
Yeah, there's nothing about like having 5 guys on that line who have played the majority of their reps together. Someone says, what about quarterback? Quarterback's interesting because obviously you have, in my opinion, a top 10 quarterback in Sam Darnold. I think that was, who said that? I'll give you some love right now. The 253 says quarterback, question mark. Obviously you have Sam Darnold, a top 10 in my opinion, and Drew Lock, a guy who was drafted high and who has been a starter in this league. The only fall off his Milroe, we just don't know what he can do. You know, I spoke to someone and asked him about Milroe. I think it was Boyle. And they say you see his athleticism. Like you can see him throw the football and put it on the rope and all that good stuff, but it's all of the other things. And the hard thing about being a really athletic quarterback is that sometimes they want your mechanics to be like the technical quarterback, the guy who can't do the things that you can do, and it sets you back a little bit. But once he gets his technique down, who knows what Jalen Milroe is? Yeah. I don't know at this point.
I think also it's great that they've got a solid backup quarterback situation. The difference with quarterback compared to any other position is you're never going to have a rotation there. You don't really have with offensive line, but you're never going to have a rotation there, and you're never going to want to see the backup. In an ideal world, Drew Lock doesn't take a snap for you, or maybe he does in some blowout games, or maybe Jalen gets out there in a fourth quarter when you're up by 30 or whatever it is, something crazy. So it's depth that's great in an emergency, but it's depth you don't actually benefit from. It doesn't make your team more dynamic. If wide receiver was the answer to this question, that makes your team more dynamic. Frankly, the fact that I thought, well, what about wide receiver because of the bodies, and then immediately went no, maybe that's a conversation for another day, because Jackson Smith and Jigba had 1,793 last year. Next closest was 593. That's a massive drop-off. And I know we're talking about deep groups, but, this is an example of, why a lack of depth can be concerning, or a lot of depth on your offensive line can be a great thing, right? There there are areas where it kind of tells the story.
I'm okay with the next guy being at 593 if you have another receiver at 5 something. I forgot which group I looked at. Maybe it was the Patriots or the Niners who had one top dog and then like 3 receivers.
Oh, you mean a couple? You have A.J. Barner with 519. So you had Barner and Kupp.
You need Rashid over 500.
I don't know that I'm okay with it.
If you have, say the numbers are consistent, right?
Sure.
You have Jason at 1,700. Let's put Coop at 600.
Okay.
And you have Rashid Shaheed at 5 and Barner at 5. You're not good with that?
I'm okay with it if JSN still had like 1,600 plus. If JSN has $1,200, I almost said dollars. If JSN has,
he got way more than that.
Well, let's say he has 1,200 yards.
Yeah.
Well, now what? Cooper Kupp had 2 touchdowns.
I think that's big too. The touchdowns.
Yeah, because you look at the Rams. The Rams also had a pretty massive drop-off of like 700 plus yards between Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. But as you've noted a million times, Adam led all wide receivers in touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he wasn't giving you production between the 20s, but that guy was Matthew Stafford's number 1 target in the red zone.
Yeah.
JSN was Sam Darnold's number 1 target in the red zone. He was also his number 1 target between the 20s. He was his number 1 target all the time, and it's great. It worked out, but we're getting off topic. Now we're talking about a lack of depth. That's a conversation for another day. So the deepest position on the Seahawks roster right now, going with the offensive line, a great answer. We will ask the same question about the Mariners coming up at 12:45. Talking World Cup next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
What does baseball and Klein Jewelers have in common? Diamonds, of course. Hi, Andy Klein here. Sure, we love baseball, but we love diamonds even more. Why? Because our diamonds sparkle and last longer than 9 innings. Every diamond is hand-selected for maximum brilliance, quality, and value. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds also has a big selection of engagement rings, wedding bands, diamond and gemstone fashion jewelry, and one-of-a-kind custom designs. Swing for the fences and shine with Klein.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Hey, it's John Curley with my friend Bob Stelton. Hey, Bob, you had a hip issue just like me. You went to see Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. What did he tell you?
You got a torn labrum, you got a frayed ligament, you've got arthritis developing. He said, this isn't going to fix everything, but it will go a long way. I was walking around at about an 8 pain level. I couldn't walk that far before the pain would kick in, and it was impacting my workouts and just really impacting my day-to-day stuff beyond jiu-jitsu.
So, just like me, Dr. Wagner does stem cell on your hip. How you feeling now?
I feel like I've gotten back to being who I was prior to the injuries, which was somebody who's very active, loves being out there outside when the weather's great, being on the motorcycle, sparring in jiu-jitsu, working out. I can do all of those things now.
So whether it's a shoulder, a hip, a wrist, knee, or elbow, before you choose surgery, see our friend, Dr. Wagner first. He'll tell you if stem cell is right for you. DrMarkWagnerMD.com. Make an appointment at DrMarkWagnerMD.com.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Your property is almost perfect, if it wasn't for that troublesome tree or stump. Stop looking at it and mowing around it. P&D Tree Service will remove it for you. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, a small yard, or land clearing, P&D Tree will do it safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees and stumps away from homes, leaving a clean yard to enjoy. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever seen a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeService.com.
Lumen Field on Seahawks game days is your key to unlocking premium hospitality, views, and experiences. Host a memorable event in your own private game day suite, or see an up-close, unique perspective from sideline and end zone field seats. To learn more about all the ways you can elevate your Seahawks game day at Lumen Field, visit Seahawks.com/premium.
When temperatures rise, the Murphy Auction Company rolls out the biggest online heavy equipment auction of the summer, and it's here now. Bidding starts 10 a.m. Thursday, June 11th, and closes at 10 a.m. June 18th. On the block, find a huge assortment of heavy equipment, contractors' equipment, and vehicles, like 80 heavy trucks, 13 excavators, 5 backhoes, 9 forklifts, 3 skid steers, 2 asphalt pavers, and a 2002 Trail King 50-ton triaxle lowboy equipment trailer. Plus, a 2025 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat with under 2,000 miles, contractor's tools, attachments, roll-off boxes, lumber, and much more. Preview all items June 16th and 17th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures and all details, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. World Cup officially begins tomorrow with Mexico hosting South Africa. The United States begins group play on Friday against Paraguay. Kickoff at 6 p.m. on Fox. Pre-match coverage begins at 3 p.m. It's the first World Cup on American soil since 1994. Joining us right now, Fox Sports lead World Cup announcer, John Strong. John, how's it going?
Good afternoon. Yeah, it definitely feels like it's getting close, even though we've got another 48 hours here before they actually kick off down here in LA.
It's going to be absolutely insane, though. I mean, you can already feel it here. What does it mean for you to be on the call for USA's opening match?
This is my whole life, you know, and growing up a soccer fan, growing up in the Northwest, being around the sport, you know, dreaming of being a play-by-play announcer. You know, I've done the last 2 men's World Cups. I've done women's World Cups, but this is different. I mean, there's being on home soil, having the attention of the country in this way. And even just, you know, one of the things that was fun is being in on Monday. And, you know, not only was our studio analysts, you know, these big soccer stars like Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Thierry Henry, and they're all in doing their rehearsals. But then James Corden is in the building because he's hosting a late night show every night on Fox during the tournament. So I'm chatting with James Corden at one point, being like, what reality is this that I'm in? So it's
surreal. It's
very exciting to think about. I think it's going to be overwhelming in moments. And but that's the thing for us, is just to soak in and enjoy what will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us, same as the players.
Yeah, John, it's going to be great. I mean, 94, I was just a little kid in L.A. kind of watching this go down and understood it, but not to the level that I understand it now, obviously being an old man. And then I remember in 2002, you know, right before college, just the U.S. making it to the quarterfinals and feeling like you're kind of going to build off of that. You know what I mean? And then there's been some stumbles out there. How do you feel like the chances are of this team making it to the knockout rounds with the expansion going to 48 teams?
That up because I think one of the things that's tough with the World Cup, it's so unlike in any other context where you would, from a team, go from season to season. You know, World Cups are every 4 years, and for that matter, you know, it's 4 games every 4 years, and so while yes, there are certain countries that have traditions of success, we've not had as good a World Cup since 2002, but also Turkey made the semifinal at that World Cup in 2002. They haven't even been to a World Cup since. They failed to qualify every time until this year, and they're going to be the third opponent for the U.S. And so there's so much that is actually nothing to do with what's the state of the sport in this country? How do we develop top players? How do we do this? What's MLS's role? And it's everything to do with just the bounce of the ball in the moment, on the day. I think the biggest thing, we were down at U.S. training camp yesterday in Orange County, and one of the big things that Coach Mauricio Pochettino was talking to us about that he's been really pushing his players on is trying to take the pressure off of you're at home in a World Cup. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Everyone's watching. Don't screw it up. And trying to not have that be the thing and give them a sense of freedom, give them a sense of comfort. Enjoy it. Go out and do what you're meant to do because it's going to be tough. You know, this is an interesting group the U.S. is in. Paraguay, Australia, Turkey, none of whom are big-time, brand-name World Cup contenders, all of whom go into this World Cup absolutely convinced that they are going to beat the U.S. and that they're going to spoil the party. It's a wide-open group. And the game in Seattle next week, by the way, against Australia, the Australians have been whipping themselves up into a frenzy over the last month about how much disrespect that they've been getting from all of us here in the U.S. and how everyone thinks it's going to be an easy game. So they're going to be itching for a fight, as is Paraguay, as is Turkey. I think the big thing is just, can they get off to a good start Friday night? Can they get out in front? Don't be playing from behind against a team like Paraguay. And allow yourself to be in that situation where the momentum of the country, the snowball effect of being the host, can kind of get you riding on that wave. There's so much that's out of their control, to be honest. And so it's like any coach would say, can we control our execution? Can we control our emotions and put ourselves in the best position to succeed? But absolutely, the expectation is they advance from the group. The expectation is that they win in the round of 32. And the hope is that, and one of the scenarios is they're coming back to Seattle for a round of 16 game. That's when you're getting in the position of making history, doing something that hasn't been done before.
Who are the contenders, while we're asking you about Team USA, I'm sure that I know that there are many other teams that are going to be getting a bit more of the spotlight here. Who are the contenders we're talking about in terms of the expectation is that they're in the final, or the expectation is that they are seriously there?
Almost divide every team in this World Cup into 3 categories. You have the nations that are just happy to be here. The accomplishment was qualifying for the World Cup. You have the middle-class teams like the U.S. where, you know, they are expected to get out of the group, and then at that point you kind of see what happens. And then there's this super elite group of nations. Argentina are the defending champions, and they still have Lionel Messi, and they still have most of the same guys that won the World Cup 4 years ago. And they have, for a variety of reasons, not played any of the elite European teams since the last World Cup. So they're a big unknown. Spain are the reigning European champions. They have who might be the best, sort of new best player in the world in Lamine Yamal, still a teenager, but they are coming in off of a record-winning streak in competitive matches. They have high expectations. You know, France quietly have been to the last 2 finals. They won the World Cup in 2018. They only lost in a penalty shootout to Argentina at the last World Cup. They have a freakishly scary attacking line led by Kylian Mbappe, who can become the World Cup's all-time leading goal scorer, and he's still in his mid-20s. And the fact that no one's really talking as much about France as they are Spain or Argentina, I think actually plays to their favor. Portugal are a great, if you're looking for sort of a dark horse, they've never won the World Cup. They've got 40-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo, who's still out there doing his thing, but they have a remarkable group of midfielders and defenders. They really feel that this is their time. And as ever, England, whatever England do, it's going to be loud. If England succeed, it's going to be noisy and obnoxious. If England fail, it's going to be noisy and obnoxious. They don't do anything quietly. They will suck up all the oxygen in the room whenever they're playing on a given day. But the one thing I'll say is any time that the World Cup has either gone somewhere new or has changed the format, weird things have happened. And so I fully expect we're going to have some really weird things happen in the next 6 weeks.
Hey, bringing it back to the U.S., when I watch them play, there's going to be a lot of pressure on that back line, especially if they get out of pool play, right? And then they make it to the knockout stages. And I look at Chris Richards. I think he's their center back, best all-around player back there. How do you think their back line can hold up to the pressure they'll inevitably face once they do get into the knockout stages?
Concern. I don't think there's any doubt about this team's ability to create goal-scoring chances. I think the big challenge, and you're absolutely right, and not even just against the elite teams, but even against a team like Paraguay on Friday, they are exceptional at not allowing goals. They were tied for the best defensive record of any team in the South American qualifiers. They're going to make this game ugly. They're going to turn it into a fist fight, and they're going to see if the U.S. can throw a punch back at them. And so not allowing goals is incredibly crucial. Chris Richards is a big part of that. He has really, in the last couple of years, emerged as a bona fide star playing in the English Premier League. He's taken on a leadership role with this team. He terrified everyone, himself included, when he hurt his ankle a couple weeks ago. It's been a huge relief. He's been a full participant in practice down here in Southern California all week. The big thing I would say for the U.S. is you've got to defend as a team. If you're in situations where your defenders are getting isolated, including Tim Ream, who is going to become the oldest man ever to play at a World Cup for the U.S., you've got a very inexperienced goalkeeper in Matt Freese. So don't put them in situations where they have to do this on their own. Defend from the front. If you lose the ball, have an intensity in which even the attacking players are helping out defensively. Put out fires before they become real problems at the back. That's what I want to see from this U.S. team, is that they defend as a group and they're not being put in situations where it's emergency defending on your heels, one-on-one, because those are going to be very difficult situations to get out of unscathed.
At their very best, then, what do they look like and how far could they get?
If you reach the quarterfinal, that's history making, because only once has a U.S. team made the quarterfinal. That was 2002. It would mean you've twice won a knockout stage game, and a knockout game is very different from a group game. This is the difference between regular season and playoffs. And I do think in the round of 32, which is an extra round that's been added in with the World Cup expansion, I think you're going to see some carnage, because you're going to get situations where sort of the bigger brand name nations are playing against smaller, less experienced countries who are going to be really adept at, kind of like I said with Paraguay, making the game ugly. So the danger is none of it's going to be easy, but I think anything short of a round of 16 is going to feel like a disappointment. I think reaching a quarterfinal is going to feel like a real accomplishment. Obviously, it depends on who the matchup is. There's a huge difference at this tournament. Being first place in your group, being second place in your group puts you on very different paths for the caliber of opponent you're going to face in the round of 32 and in the round of 16. That's why finishing top of the group, I think, is really important for the U.S. to be able to do. It's a better path from an opponent standpoint. It's a better path. You got to stay on the West Coast. You go to Santa Clara, then you come back to Seattle for the round of 16. That's way better than going to Dallas and Atlanta, and you're putting on that travel. But I think to give people that context, getting to the round of 16 is the historical standard. Reaching the quarterfinal would feel like they're doing something special and different. Reaching the semifinal is the country's melting down because really crazy stuff is happening. That's where we start to really dream big dreams.
And I hope it happens. And if it does happen, they're going to have to lean on some guys. We mentioned Richards, you got Pulisic, Adams, you got McKinney as well. But there's a guy who caused a lot of drama a few years ago in Gio Reyna. What should we expect out of him, and what's the relationship like between him and the federation at this point?
Hope for everyone is that we stop talking about it at a certain point. And again, for the benefit of people who don't recall, Gio Reyna, who was a teenager at the last World Cup, he was not playing as many minutes as he would have liked. And it wasn't just that his parents freaked out. We see that in youth sports every weekend, everywhere in the country. But the fact that his dad is the former captain of the U.S. team, the former best friend of at the time, coach of the team. This was as scandalous and interpersonal family drama as anyone had ever seen in big-time American sports. And what's wild about it is, also on the team right now is Sebastian Berhalter, the son of the former coach. He and Gio grew up as really close buddies because their friends, their families got along so well. And they've kind of both said, yeah, we don't really talk much anymore because of what's happened. So I think the hope is that everyone's matured, everyone's moved on. Gio is a guy that can do special things on the field, but injuries and other issues have limited those special moments significantly. So the hope is that he can, with the benefit of just some maturity in life, he's married now, he's in his mid-20s, that he can provide something as an X factor for this U.S. team. And that's the way I think we're going to phrase it. It's an opportunity for him to change what all of us think and what all of us say when his name pops into our head.
We've got some listener requests for follow-ups on specific teams. Now that we've talked a ton about Team USA, we can spend just a little bit on some other teams. We have a couple people asking about Germany. What can you tell us?
One of the most successful teams in the history of this tournament, and yet they've had their worst two World Cups back-to-back. They've gone out in the group stage each of the last two World Cups. That had never happened to them ever, and that's been a strange one for all of us to figure out precisely why. They have some new players that have come in the team. They have a very young coach in Julian Nagelsmann, who's one of the youngest coaches in the history of the World Cup. Germany is an example of a team that are not judged by, do you get out of the group? You're judged by, are you making a run at winning the whole thing? I want to see them get off to a good start. I want to see them just get out of the group first. I think will be a sense of relief to them. There's no doubting the individual talent they have. I think the issue for Germany has been playing not as a group of individuals, but playing as a team. And if they can get that right, they've got the pure talent to make a run, but it would also be bucking the trend of recent history for them to actually be successful, weird as it is to say.
You know, growing up as a U.S. soccer fan, you always needed a secondary team to cheer for in my experiences. And late 90s, 2000s, it was Brazil for me, you know, watching Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, and all those guys. What are expectations for them? That Neymar sneaks on the team, it feels like. You saw the tears that he shed knowing that he made the squad. What can we expect from Brazil? Am I reliving my childhood, or am I still just living in the past?
Fascinating at this tournament. This is the most successful team in the history of the World Cup. And yet, by their standard, losing in the quarterfinal last time out, losing in the quarterfinal the World Cup before was like a disaster. That was a huge underperformance. Their opening game, by the way, which is Saturday afternoon West Coast time on Fox, it's going to be in New Jersey, is against Morocco. Morocco were the darlings of the last World Cup. They were the first African nation ever to make the semifinal. Morocco play with a physical and an emotional intensity, and the fans that come to support Morocco are rabid in a way that we just don't really see in American sports. And so that opening game, Brazil-Morocco, is fascinating to me because whoever wins that game can feel like it's a slingshot effect going into the tournament. Whoever loses that game has a chance to really spiral under the weight of pressure in their own country. I think the difference is the Moroccans come into this with this hopeful idea of, yeah, we're going to beat Brazil in the opening game. I think most Brazilians are going to be watching the game Saturday sort of in between their fingers, covering their eyes in fear of what's going to happen. So the question is, can the Brazilian players play with an exuberance and a joy and a flair that they know how to, or will they play with fear? And I think that will have a huge effect on what ends up happening the rest of the tournament, is how they open up in this game on Saturday.
It's the 2026 World Cup. Play officially begins tomorrow with Mexico hosting South Africa, but I know a lot of you are watching the United States, which begins group play Friday, June 12th. Kickoff is going to be at 6 p.m. on Fox. Pre-match coverage begins at 3 p.m. He is Fox Sports' lead World Cup announcer, John Strong. John, thank you so much.
Thanks, John.
Very much. Thank you.
Have a good one. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump Stacy.
Game 4 of the NBA Final tips off tonight at 5:30 in New York. What's the real headline?
Only 8 people were arrested after the Knicks lost Game 3, so we got to get those numbers up tonight.
Get them up. Don't be too up. People were mad at me talking about don't wear your Spurs jersey. I'm trying to look out for them to be safe. Knicks fans, stop being crazy. But if the Knicks get their arrest up, that means they've lost that game because they're going to be mad.
If we get those numbers up.
So I'm rooting for the Unks. I want them to win this ball game. And y'all just be safe out there, man. It's just the reality of New York City. Be safe.
Now, is it good news for the Knicks that Donald Trump is not expected to attend Game 4? Here's why I say that. This was on Pardon My Take, but then people were tweeting about it too. Karl Anthony Towns' fiance, Jordan Woods, has a lucky purse. I call it a handbag. When it's expensive, it's a handbag that she has brought to. It's orange ostrich embossed. Not that anyone cares. That she has brought to 13 games in a row, and the Knicks won those 13 games. Obviously, with Trump at this game for Game 3, there was a strict no bag policy, so she didn't have it. The Knicks lost. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that's science. But if Trump isn't going to be there and she can bring the lucky handbag, I don't know. I'm just saying I think the Spurs might not even this one up.
Hey, bring the bag, show the bag, embrace the bag. Secure the bag. Yes, I'm with it 100%.
Bars. Next up.
Headline rewrites.
In an interview with Time, LeBron James says that there's no question that he is the GOAT. What's the real headline?
This is the kind of confidence my therapist wants me to have.
No question that he is the GOAT. There is question, actually, LeBron.
There's some questions.
Plenty of questions.
A few questions.
I appreciate his confidence. I think he is one of the few guys on the GOAT Mount Rushmore that says he is the GOAT. And that's what kind of kills it for me. He's top 3 for me all time. Top 3. Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, not in that order. You figure it out. But it's just you don't have to say it, LeBron. Like, when it's all said and done, we're going to look at your stats. And there's going to be some kid born in 2010 who's going to try to talk to me about you and have not really remembered you play and say, he is the GOAT, and we're going to have this conversation back and forth. And you're going to have the numbers to support that. And I'm going to have to lean on a few numbers, but more just memories and watching you play. So, LeBron, just stop saying you're the GOAT. You're in the conversation. And he acts like that's a bad thing sometimes. It's like, if he's not the GOAT, then don't even talk about it. Just chill, LeBron. Come on.
Headline rewrites.
Brandon Ayuk took yet another shot at the 49ers on Instagram.
You want to know why they really mad, though? They mad because they stupid. They dumb. They mad that they paid me $50 million in 8 months, and they avoided my guarantees for 2027. And I'm about to be on a new team in 2027. They mad at they selves for real. Acting like they mad at me, but they mad at they self.
What's the real headline?
And why would paying you that much money make them mad, Brandon?
Because you didn't hold up your end of the deal,
Think
my
about
dude.
It, man.
Didn't hold it up. You handled business poorly. You haven't shown up to practice. You were mad because coach asked you to change your shorts. You can't prevent injuries. Things just happen like that. You got hurt. But it was what you did after that makes them feel stupid because they trusted you. When you invest in somebody, give them that much money, especially up front, this is us saying, look, we trust that you're going to do everything you can to help our team win and do it in the right way. And he just hasn't been doing it.
It's just kind of like it's an accidental cell phone, or maybe it's maybe he wouldn't consider it that. But you're basically saying they're just mad they paid me money and I didn't perform for them. Like, you're not coming out looking better with that argument there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of confidence in thinking that you're going to go somewhere else in 2027, A. B, that you're going to go somewhere else in 2027 and look great, which maybe you do. And, like, I do hope for everyone, sure. But if I were 49ers brass, I understand the pettiness that you'd have as a front office being like, oh, well, we couldn't find a trade partner, so no, we didn't move on from you. And, like, yeah, we're upset about paying you, but I'm not just going to, like, pay for you to play somewhere else.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, absolutely not.
No. Just do better. BA. Do better.
I don't like the BA nickname, and I said that yesterday, and I'll stand by it, but I don't know what I don't like about it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just something about it I don't love. You're listening to Bump and Stacey. I wonder what it is. You're listening to Bump and Stacey on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Taking a look around the NFL next.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. With burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and local service, our promise to the Puget Sound remains the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
If you actually are the person that will take care of them after the fact, if you actually will be there for them, if you will pick up your phone, then they come back to you.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Hey, Brock Heward here. Those in the know wait all year for the return of the Copper River King Salmon, available now at Seastar Restaurant and Raw Bar. Caught in Alaska's legendary Copper River, this wild king salmon is the rarest and most sought after of the run. Chef Howie's team over there, they prepare it simply. Fire grilled, lightly seasoned, really allowing this remarkable fish to speak for itself. Available only when the daily catch allows, and when it's gone, it's gone. So make your reservation at Seastar before the season slips away.
Your windows and doors play a huge role in your home's efficiency and comfort. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors for windows that are up to 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and reduce noise by up to 50%. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com today.
Upgrade your home with Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Be among the first 40 June projects to sign up for 5 or more installed windows and receive a free patio door. Plus, enjoy 12 months no interest, no payments financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
When temperatures rise, the Murphy Auction Company rolls out the biggest online heavy equipment auction of the summer. And it's here now. Bidding starts 10 a.m. Thursday, June 11th, and closes at 10 a.m. June 18th. On the block, find a huge assortment of heavy equipment, contractors' equipment, and vehicles, like 80 heavy trucks, 13 excavators, 5 backhoes, 9 forklifts, 3 skid steers, 2 asphalt pavers, and a 2002 Trail King 50-ton triaxle lowboy equipment trailer. Plus, a 2025 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat with under 2,000 miles, contractor's tools, attachments, roll-off boxes, lumber, and much more. Preview all items June 16th and 17th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures and all details, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more. He's got to have more.
More bedtime to ride.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More fast internet speed.
He's got the geeks to go big. Bring him the games
right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
June is Men's Health Month, and Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Swedish Cyberknife can effectively treat conditions like prostate cancer, which can run in the family. Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatments, each lasting less than an hour. To learn more about Cyberknife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Cyberknife is a registered trademark of Accuray Incorporated and is used with permission.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We talked about this a bit in 4-Down territory. We're going to dive right back in, talking about what's going on with Vikings minicamp. That's where we're starting our look around the NFL. Kyler Murray, competing for that starting quarterback job, was asked about the toughest part of adjusting to Minnesota's offense.
I think the toughest part is, again, I was there for 7 years. I know I had 2 different, offensive systems, but at the same time, you're getting all those reps. Now having to split reps, it's me already being behind, not getting the amount of reps that, you would typically want a guy to get learning an offense. That's probably the toughest part, just, again, going back to the past, being in control of everything, understanding what we were already doing because I was comfortable within the system. Now coming into the new system, learning on the fly, trying to play fast, efficient, and let it loose while learning is that's the toughest part.
In 4-Down territory, which we'll get back to at 1:15, you said this presents a real problem that Minnesota needs to solve.
I mean, right now it's cool. Right now it's okay. But you are definitely slowing down someone's progress in this whole thing. And JJ's been here for a while, right? So JJ should know this offense a bit more than Kyler Murray, but Kyler has been a pro in this league for so long. His study habits are probably better. I hope they are at this point.
I mean, at this point, when you had to get it written into your contract to stop playing video games.
I hope they are. But nonetheless, he's been a pro in this league. And if he's having trouble understanding the offense to a level that he wants to understand it, then what are you really going to get if you keep this thing rolling and you hinder his growth? Either way, I think it's going to be tough for Kyler Murray because it's going to be under center. The play action is going to be different, totally different offense. That's why he needs these reps, because he's not an under center type of quarterback. At least he hasn't been throughout his career.
When you've got these weapons that you want to take advantage, you want to get the most out of Justin Jefferson, and Kevin O'Connell is an offensive guy. Like, he's going to want to, I would assume, have some innovative stuff and take his offense to the next level. This isn't just, I'm not saying that any particular offense is easier for quarterbacks, but I wouldn't imagine this is necessarily one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the toughest thing on the planet, but like, this is a smart offensive coach that wants to be able to do some things, and I wonder if they're putting limitations on themselves in doing this. I also wonder, like, what becomes of J.J. McCarthy? Does he win this job? Does he end up being something special? Is he hurting himself? Is he not that great? I have such a tough time figuring out how to pin him down and make sense of him.
Well, if he can't succeed in Minnesota, no chance.
Right. If you can't succeed in the place where every single person was like, if you are a veteran quarterback looking for a new home, that's where you go.
Yeah.
It's ready to go.
It's ready to go.
It's ready to go. It's made to wear. Unfortunately, he was there last year and didn't succeed. So
He's young, though, too.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah. On Up and Adams with Kay Adams, Champ Bailey made it clear he isn't ruling the Seahawks out.
LA, the fave, overwhelmingly. Is that just what? Should we just hand them the Lombardi now?
No, that's not how it goes. If you really pay attention, the young team, the talented team in their division, the Seattle Seahawks might have something to say about that. So you can't just give out rings. I mean, I've been on teams where people just thought we're just going to walk down, to the Super Bowl and not have any resistance. That's not the case. You have to play the game. There's so many things that factor in: injuries, chemistry, a competition, as I mentioned, the Seahawks. So, look, you can't just hand it to them. Yeah, they're the favorites. It's good for talking, talking points and this and that and conversation. But nobody's crowning anybody at this point.
And you think Seattle's the biggest threat?
Absolutely. They got to deal with them twice a year. They have a really good young defense. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt that's the team they're worried about. And then you got the 49ers. So, look, man, and then there's going to be another team that surprises them. They're going to lose games that people think they should win. And maybe they'll win more than people think. But at the same time, that once you get in the tournament, you're 0-0 again. So you got to get there first.
And Champ Bailey knows that, because while he was not really healthy and played on defense, obviously, for the 2013 Broncos, the Broncos were favored not just over Seattle, but that was like the team everyone was talking about. They were so special. Of course they were going to win the Super Bowl. They had Peyton Manning and these 4 incredible pass catchers around him. And obviously it didn't end up working out. They got to a Super Bowl, so credit them for that. But if anyone knows what it's like to be a team that doesn't end up reaching the mountaintop when everyone expected you to, it's Champ.
OKC was supposed to win another championship this year.
Exactly.
Things happen. Guys get hurt. Players change. Coaches make mistakes. No, you got to play the game. So I appreciate Champ Bailey just being real and being honest. Of course, you have your favorites, but nothing is guaranteed in sports. You got to play the game.
I feel like I think it's refreshing to hear players remind people of that. And Kay is framing the question in a way to get the best possible answer. To get an opinion is how she's framing it. She's in separate segments talked about how Seattle's being disrespected. But that being said, there are many analysts who it feels like have already crowned LA. And it's one thing to say, look, I liked your take the other day when you were like, no one has more pressure than LA. Rams didn't win it last year, but no single team is facing more pressure to win a Super Bowl than LA. So yeah, it makes sense that they have those expectations. There's a reason, but Seattle's kind of in a different boat with pressure now. I thought it was a good take because it's like, yeah, it's fair that people are expecting them to, but you don't crown them.
What did we say last year? Oh, this is the chance for Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson to finally get one.
Finally.
It didn't happen.
Yeah. Longtime Browns offensive lineman Joel Bitonio announced his retirement from the NFL after 12 years and 7 Pro Bowls in Cleveland. He poked fun at his brief time as teammates with Johnny Manziel.
I was drafted the same year as Johnny Manziel, and we actually roomed together. I learned some things not to do from him. I got the opportunity to play with and learn from so many guys. I learned how to be egoless from Nick Chubb. I learned to always smile like Christian Kirksey. I learned to chief slam from David Njoku. I learned how to be fiery and competitive from Baker.
I wish he would have brought in one more thing at the end about Johnny. And I learned how to party.
You know what I like about this? It was live. He didn't put out a video with production.
Oh, wow.
And have his voiceover. To Seattle.
It was an obsession.
You helped me become who I am.
He doesn't sound like that.
To me, he does. In my brain, that's the way he sounds. And this is authentic. I like this.
Oh, God. George Kittle, let's head to San Francisco, tore his Achilles in January's wildcard round. So when should we expect him back in 2026? He told Pat McAfee his goal has always been week 1.
You know what? My goal is to be healthy for week 1. I'm slightly ahead of schedule. Everybody that's working with me is super pumped about where I'm at. So, no setbacks. So we're just going to keep plugging away, checking boxes, do whatever I can to be back out there.
Now, while it is not a torn ACL, it's still a pretty
tough.
Quick recovery, 9-month recovery there.
That would be quick. But as you notice, man, think of the injuries the last 10 years. Players are getting back faster and faster. The technology, the resources, just the regiments, they're getting better. So if he were to come back, good for him, but I wouldn't expect him back week 1.
No. And they have the Rams, obviously. I mean, that's tough. I know we just talked about how good the Rams are going to be this year. Take your time with it. And I'm not just saying that facetiously to be take your time. Don't try to compete. But I just mean that he is so central to what they want to do offensively that you don't want to risk anything.
Yeah.
They know that. I don't need to tell them how to do anything. Next up here, let's go one more. Baltimore Ravens defensive end Calais Campbell believes that this, his 19th season in the NFL, 19, oh my God, will be his final.
I always tell myself, in this year, I feel like, as strongly as ever, that this is probably going to be my last year. I know I said that last year and the year before, but, I genuinely mean it at the time. But I always tell myself to play well enough to be able to get a job again if I want to. So if I go out there and perform to the level I want to play, then I'm probably going to have to turn somebody down next year. And that's the ideal scenario. If I can have a chance to play well enough where they want me again next year, and I got to tell them no. And then at that time, we'll decide if if I want to play again or not. But as of right now, I'm playing this year as if it's my last year.
He first contemplated retirement after 2021 and has played 4 seasons since. The 39-year-old turns 40 this September.
Just can't get enough.
Yeah.
You get home.
Tough to walk
That's
away,
the thing, too, man,
imagine.
especially when you're still playing good ball.
Yeah.
That's what was so crazy about Aaron Donald dipping was because he was still playing some great ball. That's what makes me think that he's going to come back. But Calais Campbell, goodness gracious, man. We're born the same year, into the league the same year. I'm sitting here doing radio, and my man's talking about, if I can play one more year, we'll see.
He's like, this might be my last year. I think it'll be. Something tells me it could be my last year, but you never say never.
That's wild. I could imagine playing a football game right now. Couldn't do it.
Who's the oldest defensive player to ever play?
Defensive?
And let's say, slightly more modern NFL. I don't want to hear,
Smoking Joe.
Smoking
Back in 1968. The greatest athlete we've ever seen.
We'll look this up during the break. I have another task for all of us. We're jumping to the Mariners with the same question we had earlier for the Seahawks. What is the deepest position group on the Mariners roster right now? That's next.
Brock and Salk.
Unfortunately, we got a Mooney problem, man. We do.
Morning 6 to 10.
Because he's given up as many earned runs now as he did all last year.
There is a problem.
I think a confidence problem as much as maybe anything else. And we know how fickle that can be with closers.
At the end of the day, what would I do right now? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think right now you can.
I think I'm probably doing nothing.
If there's another couple of these blow-ups and another couple command issues, I think you do. I think then you evaluate it after this road trip.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Thinking about investing in home upgrades? Worry less and save more with Snohomish PUD's network of trade allies. These are trusted local contractors who can install heat pumps, insulation, new windows, and more. And when you work with a PUD trade ally, you can unlock instant rebates. This means lower upfront costs, lower energy bills, and work done by vetted pros. Find a PUD trade ally at snowpud.com/rebates.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW Cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cash back. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Your property is almost perfect, if it wasn't for that troublesome tree or stump. Stop looking at it and mowing around it. P&D Tree Service will remove it for you. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, a small yard, or land clearing, P&D Tree will do it safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees and stumps away from homes, leaving a clean yard to enjoy. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever seen a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeService.com.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber the Door Store. And once again, we have 2 convenient locations to purchase your doors from. Our main showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline. And our Marysville store with warehouses full of factory seconds and closeouts. Whether you would like something brand new or have a little more time than money and wouldn't mind putting a little work into a factory second, we may just have what you're looking for. For all of your door needs, please visit us on 15th Avenue Northeast in Shoreline or on Cedar Avenue in Marysville and online at franklumber.com.
This Father's Day, do more with Dad and spend less with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him fired up with a new grill and accessories, like the Next Grill 5-burner for just $299, so you can spend more time together while he becomes the grill master he was always meant to be. Or build memories with savings on top brand power tools so you can tackle projects side by side. Gift more and do more together this Father's Day with help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Spring is the perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
You know what you can trust? The protection you get when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. You know what you can't trust? Everything else, apparently. Like when you saw that article that said that thing you eat every day is a superfood and great for your gut health. But then 30 seconds later, a different article warns you to avoid it and it's taking years off your life. Well, which is it? Kind of a big difference there. Anyway, bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive for reliable coverage in a reliably unreliable world. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. From the Quantum Fiber Studios, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
No one asked me to look it up, but I did. The oldest combined age of a defensive player and a quarterback on a sack. Google, what's Google's AI? Gemini? Who cares? It told me.
You do. You're taking stats from it.
Well, I know. It told me that there had only been one where the players combined for an age over 80 years, where the ages of the players combined for over 80 years, a 37-year-old defender and a 44-year-old quarterback. However, I think that was 5 years ago. There has to have been one since, but I'll push that aside for right now. The Ravens and Steelers play each other December 20th when Calais will be 40. And if he sacks Aaron Rodgers, that will, according to Google, be the second time the combined ages of players on a defensive player sacking a quarterback are over 80. There's no way that's only the second time. There's no way.
Well,
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning.
Well, dudes ain't just playing at 40.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's matters on the other side. But yeah, so if Calais Campbell sacks Aaron Rodgers on either December 20th or January 10th, that becomes the second time ever.
All right.
So I'm rooting for it. I'm like really rooting for it right now.
Make it happen.
I have like a vested interest now in that happening.
All right.
We are talking about the Mariners here, though, not Calais Campbell and not the NFL. What's the deepest position group on the Mariners roster right now? You can join this conversation, 866-979-3776. Bump, what right now is the deepest position on the M's roster?
I was thinking about this, and I'm taking the pitchers out the rotation. Pitchers are gone. All right, we know that the six-man, all that.
Okay, so you're taking.
Stuff.
Oh, well, never mind.
No, is that what?
Yeah,
that's the easy one.
That was obviously going to be my answer.
No,
what? Okay, I
it's
have
the
another.
easy
I
one.
have another one.
Because at that position, you got 6 guys who are going to play regardless.
It is the right answer,
I'm
but I have
talking
another
about-
one. That's fine.
So, shall I continue?
Yes.
Okay. This is hard for me.
Okay.
Because it has to be the infield, and I'm looking at second, third, and shortstop. This is why it's shortstop. It's shortstop because JP has held that position down forever. Colt Emerson is next up. And Cole Young, that's his natural position. They just moved him to second base. And then Ryan Bliss can play there if he wanted to. My second one will have to be second base because Cole Young obviously is there. Brendan Donovan can play anywhere. Ryan Bliss is there. And if you needed to, Colt Emerson could play there. But I'm looking at the shortstop because I'm sure Cole is looking at shortstop when Emerson is there and was like, man, that's actually my spot. You know, this is what I play, but I'm balling at second, so you go ahead and do that. And JP is looking at Emerson like, oh, you're next up, but I got to fend you off. And Cole's at third looking at shortstop being like, but I'm the future. So I got to go with shortstop. I think shortstop. And what made me think of that is just the infield play as of late. Just watching Cole Young do his thing, Ryan Bliss the other day. Emerson had his moments. JP's done his thing. And then even Colts at third base. Wisdom was there at third the other day.
Big play.
Donovan has been there. The infield is just packed with some talent, like some top-tier talent and then some guys who are serviceable. But I got to go with the SS.
I'm sure that there are people somewhere that would complain about the fact that there are not all-stars at each of those infield spots. But the depth there right now is really solid. It has been getting you by without JP out there, without Brendan Donovan, who I know is not like a natural third baseman, but was your day one third baseman. He's not out there right now. Colt Emerson not out there. So you're right, Bump. Once again, correct that I think is the right answer.
I mean, but if we throw pitchers in there, it is pitchers.
So, well, I was wondering what we do with, not what we do with catcher literally, but if catcher is a fair answer to this one. Because if you hang on to Garver and option Pareda, you still technically have all of those guys. Like if you move on from Garver, Garver's gone. Like he's gonna leave. And it's still been cool to see Pareda, and he's done so much, and he definitely has earned that time, and I get it. But that's been a surprisingly effective position for you without Cal Raleigh. I was wondering what it would look like, as was everyone when Cal was gone. And God, I don't have the numbers in front of me, and shame on me for not being ready for it right now, but it was on the broadcast. And Adam Jude, I saw also tweeting about it, that it's been, I think, the most productive catcher tandem in baseball during Cal's absence.
In the last, let's go 15 days, Pareda has a bomb, 3 RBIs, got on base 3 times via walk, 3 strikeouts, 357 average, on base 419, slugging 464, OPS in 884. And then you throw in Garver, who just went yard last night, and who is the challenge champion of the world.
Killing it.
Whenever he challenges, I say, forget what that machine powered by T-Mobile says. Garver is right. That's how confident I am in Garver when it comes to that. So, yeah, that 1-2 combo has been thick. And then, you know what? Joseph says catcher is the correct answer. You know why it's not the correct answer?
What?
Can we be real?
Yeah.
Cal ain't played good. He hasn't played good. He hasn't played. Like, we're talking about performance. I think when Cal comes back, he's going to be fine. Grand slam at the bottom of the day. Cal ain't been playing good baseball while he's been up with the Mariners, not with the Rainiers.
JP hasn't been a great
Aqua
defensive
Sox.
shortstop.
Yeah, he has. At times.
Defensive
He's
shortstop?
had more moments than Cal. JPS. Even
Yes, I
offensively,
agree
he's
with
had more moments than Cal,
Well,
too.
Cal defensively has actually been pretty solid.
Okay, offensively, he's been better than Cal.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, and I'm not hating on Cal. I'm just living in this reality. I know we're like,
Wow.
he had 60 bombs last year.
How dare you.
He just went yard against little Bobby's cousin over there in Tacoma. I get it. And Cal is a baller, and he's going to do that. But I'm saying, Offensively, he ain't been there yet.
I hear you. I chose my answer based on where the tough decisions to make. The tough decisions to make are, it would be more interesting if Colt Emerson was actually out there at short right now instead of nursing a back injury. But if he were out there and he was cooking, I don't just mean at the plate, which he's been having a really mature approach, but I mean if he was web gems, you'd be like, well, you can't just take the job away from JP, but like, what do you do? But because that's the conversation you're having at catcher right now is you're going, what do you do? Like, that's a good problem to have. I know
what do you
people
do with
complain.
Pareda and Garver?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who do you move on from? The fact that it's not very easy speaks to the depth. I know to some people it is, but like Garver has a great relationship with the catchers, and as Bump said, has absolutely far and away been your best person with ABS challenges. It is a tough decision. It is a tough call. It
is. Someone also said the outfield. And then you look at Robles has been playing some good ball. Julio's coming around. Dom's hitting for power. Luke has been doing it as well.
I guess I see right field is just kind of like you're plopping in like, well, this is the platoon bat we're using today. So whereas the conversations about short, catcher, and third are really fascinating ones about like how do you figure out how to get your best guys
because you see
out
the
there.
same guys rotating third, short, and second. And the outfield is like, all right, Randy's going to be in the left, Julio's in the right.
Yeah.
We'll see who shows up.
Yeah.
I mean, Julio in the center, sorry. We'll see who shows up in the right.
All right, heading into our last hour, and here is the plan. At 1:30, I want to jump back to a World Cup conversation. I had someone text in saying, okay, but if I don't like love soccer, I don't know that I love this conversation. So this is actually for this type of person because it's not a preview of the games that we're going to see. It is instead, I think, a much bigger conversation that I know Bump is really passionate about, and I think it's thought-provoking. That's coming up at 1:30. What I need to know at 1:45, you can get your questions sent in anytime, though. 866-979-3776. Sports, non-sports, doesn't matter. Text those now. Coming up next, the non-superstars that Seahawks fans are most curious about. The texts, the tweets, the submissions we're seeing from people that are not about JSN, that are not about Sam Darnold, but instead about other Seahawks. That's coming up next.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passan every Tuesday morning at 8:30 with Brock and Salk.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
Colt Emerson has a 157 OPS plus. What are we watching, Jeff?
The numbers are the numbers. The data is the data. It tells us what this player is producing, and there's no reason to think that he's not going to be able to do at the big league level what he did at the minor league level.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Carrie injured her back years ago. This is her story.
My herniated disc was so significant that they did the first surgery, the laminectomy and a microdiscectomy. The first surgery failed, and I ended up with another herniated disc, which is pretty typical that herniations just move up your spine. The doctor was recommending another fusion surgery, so I researched alternative therapies. Sound Pain Solutions developed a plan that included bioelectric therapy, laser therapy, decompression, pressure wave therapy, in addition to rehab. Once we started that comprehensive approach, it went phenomenally. They honestly have given me my life back, and I'm happy to help other patients find Sound Pain Solutions sooner.
Schedule a free consultation to learn if you qualify for our non-surgical and drug-free treatments at soundpainsolutions.com.
When temperatures rise, the Murphy Auction Company rolls out the biggest online heavy equipment auction of the summer, and it's here now. Bidding starts 10 a.m. Thursday, June 11th, and closes at 10 a.m. June 18th. On the block, find a huge assortment of heavy equipment, contractors' equipment, and vehicles, like 80 heavy trucks, 13 excavators, 5 backhoes, 9 forklifts, 3 skid steers, 2 asphalt pavers, and a 2002 Trail King 50-ton triaxle lowboy equipment trailer. Plus, a 2025 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat with under 2,000 miles, contractor's tools, attachments, roll-off boxes, lumber, and much more. Preview all items June 16th and 17th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures and all details, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com. MurphyAuction.com.
Dave Wyman here, and the folks at Bellevue Rare Coins say higher prices have enticed more Americans to cash out their jewelry, gold, and silver items. Here's a story from a real customer. She walked into Bellevue Rare Coins with an old bag of jewelry, a little bit nervous, a little bit embarrassed because it was mostly old tangled chains and pieces she hadn't looked at in years. When they gave her the total, she couldn't believe what it was worth. Go see what your jewelry is worth with a free consultation. Bellevue Rare Coins is now in Linwood, Issaquah, Tacoma, and Bellevue.
Get ready. Seattle soccer fever is taking over. Join us at noon on Friday, June 19th at Muckleshoot Casino Resort as the U.S. men's national team takes the field. Brought to you by Seattle Sports. Plus, don't miss your chance to meet a Seattle Sports on-air personality who'll be on site with exclusive giveaways all game long. You could win a 2-year lease on a Mini Cooper from Seattle BMW Mini. And the first 200 guests get a free hot dog and chips. Be there June 19th at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
Making gas go further is on everyone's brain these days. And at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we've got a wallet-friendly way to help you squeeze more out of every tank. Right now, you can get a fuel system treatment and engine air filter, normally $48, for free with any premium oil change. Just head to VIOC.com/fuel offer and get this special offer now to help your car run more efficiently down the road. That's a $48 value from Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Get yours at VIOC.com/fuel offer.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Ask your Bryant dealer to maintain your current system or install an energy-efficient Evolution system. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. Whatever it takes.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners are now 4 games over 500 with 2 more to play here against Baltimore in Baltimore. George Kirby versus Brandon Young today. First pitch at 3:35 p.m. Pregame show starts at 2:30 p.m. Hosted by Shannon Dreyer right here on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. The Spurs look to even up the series against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Game 4 of the NBA Finals tips off at 5:30 on ABC.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. My relationship with our text line is ever evolving. I used to hate looking at it, and now I literally laugh out loud during breaks. People are so funny. We get like good ideas, good answers to questions, and sometimes people participate in segments with their own takeaways. For instance, for Get Off My Lawn, you talked about how frustrating it was to be at the gym when someone, you're wearing headphones, you're trying to get your workout in, and someone interrupts you like 5 times, or they try to have a whole conversation. So someone said they had their own Get Off My Lawn moment.
Okay.
Everyone has a Get Off My Lawn moment, okay? This is about group participation here.
I like it.
This listener said, I'm at a Costco grabbing a slice of pizza before I shop. It's always packed, so I let a random person share my table. To me, That's not an invitation for a full conversation. I don't need to know you. I need to eat and then grab all my stuff. Why is he now asking my life story?
Here's my question. Sometimes Costco is like, I understand, I feel this person, but sometimes Costco is like the highlight of a person's day.
It's mine. Yeah.
Right. They're like, yes. They work from home or something like that, so they see someone and just want to talk. I wonder if that was, or maybe they're retired. Have no one to talk to. I wonder what the situation was.
So I fear there's also like a type of person. Like I know people that are just really outgoing where like they'll talk to anyone about anything. Like they'll sit down next to a stranger and tell them about like their last trip to the dentist and just,
That's what they do.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you are now this person's friend and you do have to shop together. So, but you know what? Costco is about community. Bars.
It is about community.
Bars. I love Costco. We are also turning to the text line, not just for what I need to know, get those questions in, 866-979-3776, but it's kind of inspiration behind the conversation that we're about to have. When we are plotting out, it's kind of like a peek behind the curtain, when we are plotting out the segments and the conversations that we're going to have, you do typically want to turn to the names that people are talking about and watching, right? Like conversations about Sam Darnold, conversations about Mike McDonald, conversations about the Rams and the Seahawks are always going to play because I know that I'm always interested in them and you're always interested in them. And so we kind of assume and fairly know that like a lot of listeners usually are. But sometimes you and I get texts on this text line asking about guys that are not superstars. And what we've started to notice is that we're seeing a lot of the same names pop up. It's kind of like they're like the MVPs of not superstars that people need to know more about. And so we've narrowed it down to the non-stars that Seahawks fans are most curious about. And our task here, Bump, is to figure out why. Like, why do we think people are so interested in learning more about some of the names that we're going to say? And what kind of role do we think that this person has? Like, is it just people being curious because he's funny in interviews? Or are they being curious because he could play potentially a much bigger role in 2026? So I have a couple, you have a couple. What's a common name that you always see that kind of stands out to you?
Oots.
Robbie Oots. That was my number one.
Robbie freaking Oots. It's not a bad thing. I think when he was first drafted out of Bama, we're thinking, all right, well, the fullback is back. The fullback is going to make an appearance in this offense, and we're going to use him the same way that Juszczyk is being used. And I always caution people, don't expect Juszczyk because he's one of a kind at that linebacker spot. And I think people, with the emphasis on getting back to running the football and packing it in, it makes sense that you get yourself a fullback who can do the dirty work. And then you saw what he did against Pittsburgh that year he was healthy. He knocked out two linebackers. It was like Queen and someone else. Two dogs out there. He knocks them out, and we get all excited. And this is going to be the identity of the run game, and I can't wait to see it. Then he gets hurt, and you don't see it. Yeah. And you see some two-back formations. We saw K9 back there with Zach Charbonnet. We even saw JSN back there with K9 at times. But it's not the hard-hitting downhill type of run style that you want. So I think because people are falling in love with the fullback again, they saw Robbie Oots, what he did against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and thought, all right, this is going to be one of our guys. He is going to change the run game for the Seattle Seahawks.
So I want to keep asking about how that happens because I think it looks different than some people might imagine. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm being unfair. But one of the single most common questions that you and I see is, could Robbie Oots be Kyle Juszczyk? I think that part of that is there aren't a lot of fullbacks that are featured in offenses in today's NFL. And one of those fullbacks who is featured prominently and very effectively happens to be in your division. You've seen him often. He's famous, like he's well known. So I think it's just a natural comparison. And what I want to ask you is Robbie Oots Kyle Juszczyk? If he's not, can that still make him a really effective part of this offense?
Yeah, for sure. In college, his best year receiving was 8 receptions for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns. I would assume that was inside the red zone, obviously, and just influence the defense. Yeah, I think he can. I think people look at Juszczyk and they remember him more in the pass game than they do when it comes to blocking, because you see him slip out the backfield and it seems like he's wide open, and those are the type of plays people are looking for. Juszczyk last year had 24 receptions for 213 and 2 touchdowns. Right? I bet you people could have sworn he had more than that.
Yeah, I would have.
When it comes to running the rock, I said this to you before. Blew your mind. You probably forgot.
How dare you?
Do you know what his rushing totals were?
Oh, you did ask me this, and then you told me 414 yards.
2 carries for -3 yards.
I failed.
A long of -1. Like,
a long.
But it's the influence. And then there have been years where Juszczyk has done his thing. Let's not get it twisted. Or maybe there hasn't. What do you think Juszczyk's best year was when it comes to receiving yards and touchdowns?
2020.
Not what year, I'm sorry. What numbers do you think?
Oh, okay. So receiving yards and
touchdowns.
500 receiving, 8 touchdowns.
Okay, his best year when it comes to receptions was 33. That was in 2017. And then when it comes to yards, it was 321. Whew. That was in 2015 with Baltimore.
I was so wrong. I was 200 yards off.
And then when it comes to touchdowns, it was 4. 220.
I know nothing about fullbacks.
And then when it comes to, that's receiving. So that was receiving, right? When it comes to rushing the rock, his best year, or what do you think it was? Rush yards and touchdowns.
I'm saying 500 again. Okay. 5 touchdowns.
Okay. His best year with yards was in 2020, 64. His best when it comes to touchdowns.
64 yards?
64 yards rushing.
Just the 2 digits, the 6 and the 4. I hate myself.
When it comes to receiving, it was that same year with 2. But that is the nostalgia of Juszczyk, is that the way he influences a team, and when he does make a play, it feels like it's always for a first down. It's a big play. It feels like you see him opening up the run lanes for McCaffrey, which you do. So I think that people have felt something with Juszczyk that necessarily isn't true when it comes to his production, but when it comes to the influence he has, it's absolutely true.
I love that analysis because it answers the question in a really cool way, which is, yes, Robbie Oots can be significant and impactful in the way that a great fullback can, but it's not going to be with the numbers you think, because those numbers aren't even right. Like the numbers that you think you remember from Kyle Juszczyk, he doesn't even have. So our expectations for Robbie Oots can just be, what a cool weapon for Brian Fleury to have, especially Brian Fleury being familiar with Oots.
It's packing in the defense, play action off of that.
So you're telling me it's not RB2?
It's not RB2.
It's not RB2.
No, he's an influencer. He's what these kids do at the gym when they're doing their tiki-takis and Instagrammies and stuff. He's an influencer of the defense. It packs you in. Then it allows your receivers to get favorable matchups on the outside, because you're usually bringing a safety down and doing that whole song and dance.
I want to get to a couple other names here. Another non-superstar MVP. I'm talking about, we get at least a few texts almost every single day, and certainly several a week. Riley Mills.
Mm-hmm.
This has quite obviously been impacted by his sack in the Super Bowl. We were getting some of them beforehand, but I think people weren't worried about the defense. It was looking great. They weren't like, oh, man, they need help. Post-Super Bowl, quite a few texts about Riley Mills.
Because you saw what he did. With limited reps, he dominated. And we interviewed him yesterday?
Yes.
Yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about how everything happened so fast for him. And how he's going to be versatile on that offense, or that defensive line. And I think that because when you get that small sample size, people automatically jump on that's who he's going to be every single time. He's not going to be that every single time. I think he's going to be fine. It's like when someone gets called up from AAA and they start hot. Who's that young man from the Pirates?
Their top prospect. Yeah. I'm kicking Brady.
Connor Griffin.
Thank you.
Connor Griffin came out that first game, was
just
like 2 for 4, looking good. And there everyone thinks that's what he is. No, that's what he could be. Then he goes in a slump, right? I'm not saying Riley Mills is going in a slump, but his debut to the world was beautiful. A sack in the Super Bowl. Granted, he had a game before that where he talks about getting hit by the tight end and everything happening fast. But no, because people saw that, they believe that's what he's going to be. And I think he's going to be a good football player for sure.
What's another name you see a ton?
Jalen Milroe.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just a really athletic quarterback. And athletic quarterbacks get people just as excited as thinking that Juszczyk went for 1,000 yards rushing and 500 yards receiving. And there's nothing like an athletic quarterback, especially going into a season where you weren't sure about your starting quarterback in Sam Darnold. Because Sam did it 1 year with the Vikings and you have this athletic quarterback in Jalen Milroe, you're thinking, we got to see him. He's got to have his own packages and plays or whatnot. We got to sort it out and make sure that he's good to go. I think he has potential, but if you don't get the reps, you're not going to develop. And if he gets reps, that means we're in a bad place. That means that Sam is hurt. That means that Drew went down, and he's all we got. And maybe he takes advantage of that situation, but I prefer to keep the ball in Sam's hand.
The next one's a little tricky because, yeah, I want to ask you, like, what could his role be? But I think my first question is going to be, why do you think we get this name so much? A name, especially when we were talking about running backs, a name that I got a ton on the text line. Don't forget this guy. Don't forget this guy. Don't forget this guy. Kenny McIntosh. Why do you think that is?
Kenny Mack, because coming out of college, he led all running backs when it comes to passing yards, or receiving yards, excuse me. Led all running backs. National champion. And then there was a time, I'm trying to pull his stats up. There was a time where he did get an opportunity to run the rock, and he looked kind of good. It was the game. No, it was in 2024. 2024, he had 172 yards, 3 receptions. And there was a game against L.A. He had 7 for 49, average 7 a clip. Game before that, he had 7 for 46, 6 a clip. Game before that, he had 3 for 14. So I think it was that last 3 games we saw, and we're like, oh, this young man has potential. There's a burst that you see in him. I got his college highlights playing right now. There's clearly a burst. And I think when you play for a university like Georgia, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt. But then you see what he did in Georgia. He should get the benefit of the doubt because he's a different type of running back. He's not like K9. He's not a wiggler. He's not Charbonnet. He's not going to run by or run through you. He's I'm going to run by you. I'm fast, I'm gone, and I can receive the football. I think his versatility is what allow people to believe in him, which they should. Like, I believe in all these guys until they show me that they just can't do it.
But it's not one of those things where you're like, no, you guys are totally right. He's probably going to get 1,200 yards. It's like, no, I mean, we have our eye on Kenny Mack. This is why I think people are interested.
Yeah.
But, like, kind of cautioning that, like, that doesn't mean that we're going to be.
No, because it's all about opportunity, too. Like, Kenny McIntosh is going to play behind Darian Price, Zach Charbonnet, George Lonnie. He's going to have to grind. Oots is going to have to show Fleury that he's capable. He ain't. There's no really.
Yeah.
I think Russell is probably his main competition there. Oh, and then Milroe. I mean, he shouldn't touch the field unless we're just blowing somebody out.
I have one more. What's one that you might have, where it's like we get this a ton?
I don't know. Just go with the one you got. Who
Okay,
you got?
Yours might be similar, and it is more recent because it is someone who was a rookie last year, and we get this person in texts all the time, particularly because he was injured, of people going, now don't forget about this guy. Don't forget about him. It's Torrey Horton.
Yeah, that's for good reason, though, man, because he only had, 14 receptions, 5 touchdowns, 1 punt return to the house, and it was the efficiency in which he worked. When you don't have a lot of opportunities, you got to make the most of them, and that's exactly what Torrey Horton did. He had 2 touchdowns against Washington, 48 yards, 1 touchdown against Tampa Bay, 1 touchdown against New Orleans, another one against Pittsburgh, and then in the punt return game, you saw the potential there. I think if anyone, this is probably the one that's most warranted because he's touched the end zone 5 times already and have done it very efficiently with 13 receptions, 161, and 5 touchdowns. This is the one that's most interesting because this is also a position where you can have 4 or 5 guys out there at the same time.
Okay, so we have Robbie Oots, Jalen Milroe, Riley Mills, Torrey Horton, Kenny McIntosh. I know that seems like a very random assemblage of names, but these are far and away. And there are a few other ones in here, right? But far and away the most common names we get, where it was like when Ursua was here, where it's like, wait, why did like 5 people text me about this person today?
Yeah.
Is there like a lesson to be learned from these particular names? Like, I'm trying to find maybe a common theme, or like, why these guys? Like, why do we not get 20 texts about Elijah Arroyo? Like, I'll get them once in a while, but like for every 1 text about Elijah Arroyo, I'll get 4 about Robbie Oots. You know what I mean? Like, why this group of guys in particular do you think might be intriguing to people?
Because Robbie Oots gave you a play or two that made you think, okay, the possibilities. Jalen Milroe, it's something like you don't have on this roster.
Mm-hmm.
Riley Mills gave you a play in the Super Bowl. Torrey Horton gave you 5 of them things, and Kenny McIntosh gave you several runs to show you that he's a different type of running back than what we have on this roster already. They all have given you something to believe in without multiple snaps, right?
So you got a flash.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's a flash. You're like, what was that? Oh, that was Oots. What was that? Oh, that was Milroe. Oh, that was Riley Mills. And Milroe, that's the most intriguing one to me because he's giving you the least, but he's probably the most athletic out of all these dudes. Mm-hmm. And he's playing in a position where you were thinking he might be next up because you don't know what Sam Darnold was going to do. You don't know what Drew Lock was going to do. Now that we know who Sam Darnold is, at least we believe in it, it's unfortunate for Milroe because he's just going to be a backup here.
Good stuff. Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, is there a problem with what Kirk Cousins said about the Raiders quarterback room?
Yeah, he says he's not a mentor. It's a collaborative or something like that. Yes, you are a mentor, Kirk. Yes, you are. You're going to show Mendoza how to save money, how to read defenses.
Shop at Kohl's.
Shop at Kohl's. Be a good dad, and run an offense efficiently. Kirk Cousins has been a Pro Bowler. He's led teams to the playoffs, maybe a couple times. He's had great stretches of football. He has some horrible stretches as well. All that you will pass down to Mendoza and show him what to do and what not to do. It is a competition. I'm doing air quotes. We know Mendoza is going to be the guy eventually. I just don't like it because I want Kirk just to be real and say, this is why I'm here. This is why they brought me here, to mentor this young man, to get him ready. And by week 5 or 6, he's going to take the keys and go, and I'll be at the house chilling. So it's just another way Kirk just being PC and not saying what's real.
Second down. How might the Vikings approach be doing more harm than good?
You got to figure out who your quarterback is and let him get the reps. You got to make sure that quarterback has the greatest connection in the world with arguably the best receiver in the game. You got to make sure he understands this offense to another level. Once you start splitting these reps, and it's fine for now, but obviously you get closer to training camp, you got to fix this. You start splitting these reps, that gives these guys few opportunities to correct their wrongs. You can make a mistake and then watching them film and say, all right, tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and handle that. But let's make a mistake in practice and let's correct it in practice. Let's make another mistake and let's correct it there. And some guys are field type of dudes. Other guys are visual, let's watch it on film. But especially with Kyler Murray and this new offense, going to be under center, play action, all that good stuff. He's going to be your guy. If J.J. McCarthy wins this thing, it's going to be a surprise to me. You know who better not win this thing? Carson Wentz.
He's not winning.
If Carson Wentz wins this thing, it is a disaster over there with the Minnesota Vikings.
There's not a world where that's happening.
There is a world, Stacey.
No, there's not.
There's a world. I hope it ain't true though. Man, Wentz.
I will give you $100 cash if Carson Wentz becomes the starting quarterback week 1.
At any point?
Starting quarterback week 1. I'm not talking about injury midseason. I'm talking he's named the starter.
Since 2021, Wentz has been on the Colts, the Commanders, the Rams, KC, Minnesota. Wifey's tired. Wifey just wants to stay somewhere and chill.
Third down. We just talked about him. Why do you think Riley Mills might have a good year?
Because
he will have a good year.
He can play any position on that D-line from nose. He can play the A, the B, the edge. And I think the more he can do with this D-line, the better. And I sized him up the other day, and he looks like he can play any position. You know, some guys, you're just too short and stocky, you got to be inside. Some guys are just too long and strong, you're going to be outside. He's that tweener position. He sounds confident. He's going to have a full offseason this year. Didn't have that last year because of the injury. I think he's going to be fine.
4th down. What would be concerning for you at OTAs?
If the offense wasn't making explosive plays all day. Like if every run didn't look like a 10-yard gain. If every pass didn't look like an easy completion. And that's because the defense cannot do anything in OTAs. All they can do is put themselves in position to look like they are making the play. It's tough on the DBs, tough on the D-line and linebacker during these times, but it's easy for a wideout. If a wideout drops a ball in OTAs, he's going to be beating himself up because he knows these guys cannot touch me right now. So if the offense looked like they couldn't get in and out the huddle, Sam was throwing it in the dirt, running backs were fumbling, running into their O-linemen, it will be a concern. Right now, they're supposed to look good.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Last half hour, here's what we have on deck. What I need to know coming up at 1:45. Get those questions in. Any questions, sports, non-sports, doesn't matter. 866-979-3776. Text those now. Coming up next, the U.S. has a youth sports problem.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
When an emergency happens, be the first to know. Alert Seattle helps you stay safer and connected. This free service includes alerts about severe weather, safety, health, utility disruptions, major traffic accidents, and more. If you live or work in Seattle, Alert Seattle is the city's official emergency alert system. Sign up for text, email, or phone alerts during emergencies near your home, work, school, and more. Text Alert Seattle to 62783. Alert.seattle.gov to learn more and sign up.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
All Covered Painting works with Seattle homeowners who care about details. They listen to your vision and help bring it to life. Book All Covered Painting for your summer project and ask about a complimentary color consultation with an interior designer. allcoveredpainting.com.
When temperatures rise, the Murphy Auction Company rolls out the biggest online heavy equipment auction of the summer, and it's here now. Bidding starts 10 a.m. Thursday, June 11th, and closes at 10 a.m. June 18th. On the block, find a huge assortment of heavy equipment, contractors' equipment, and vehicles, like 80 heavy trucks, 13 excavators, 5 backhoes, 9 forklifts, 3 skid steers, 2 asphalt pavers, and a 2002 Trail King 50-ton triaxle lowboy equipment trailer. Plus, a 2025 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat with under 2,000 miles, contractor's tools, attachments, roll-off boxes, lumber, and much more. Preview all items June 16th and 17th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures and all details, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Your dog is limping, but she seems fine. Plus, you've heard they can fake it just to get what they want. So what's the deal now? You're being gaslit.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Oh, now she switched legs. What a diva.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Newsy items, a conversation about youth sports, and then what I need to know. That's covering the next 30 minutes here. What I need to know coming up at 1:45. Get your questions in, 866-979-3776. Youth Sports Convo in 1 second. Quickly, some Mariners roster moves. Notable is Miles Mastroboni reinstated from the 60-day IL, but I think what people are paying attention to here, Matt Brash placed on the 15-day IL. That's retroactive to yesterday, June 9th, with a right lat strain. Ryan Bliss has been optioned to AAA Tacoma. This from Adam Jude.
Why they do my guy like that?
I know.
Saved the day yesterday.
I know.
Man.
I know. Adam Jude. I'm patting the table like, I know, buddy. Adam Jude tweeted, so Colt Emerson is not in the lineup again today, but Adam Jude said it sounds like he'll be able to avoid an IL stint. So he's out of the lineup again today for a third consecutive day with back spasms, but he did, quote, take swings in the cages and is feeling a bit better. Will be able to avoid an IL stint. So.
All right, that's good.
That's the latest on that. No Colt Emerson today, but no IL for Colt Emerson. Ryan Bliss back down to Tacoma. Matt Brash to the IL.
That's some BS, man. My guy over there risking his life for the squad. People saying he made the wrong decision going to second base. Naylor looking shook. He makes the play.
He did.
What else does he have to do?
You know what? And a great teammate. Everyone loves Ryan Bliss. Shout out Ryan Bliss.
Big ups to Bliss.
Big ups to Ryan
Alex
Bliss.
Mayer always says how great he is.
We only ever hear great things.
Yeah.
And genuinely had 2 good games.
Mm-hmm.
It's fitting that this is getting you fired up because there's something else that kind of gets you fired up. But it started with a question that I actually had for you off air. So we were getting ready to welcome on John Strong for our World Cup preview. Again, it starts tomorrow with the United States beginning group play on Friday. So John's going to be the lead voice for Fox Sports coverage. You can go back and listen to his interview with us at noon. We did not talk about this. There's lots of good stuff there, but we didn't actually get to this. So before John was joining us, I was telling you, I'm the kind of soccer fan that pays much closer attention to the World Cup and then kind of dips out. I'm not a very good fan. I will be fully honest about that. And that means that I have what I think are really basic questions that maybe some other people have. So some of you know the answer to this already, okay? I will let you know that. But for those of you who texted in something like, World Cup really doesn't move the needle for me, I think that this conversation might be more interesting to you because it's much broader, and I just think it's intriguing. I asked you, Bump, hey, why, just out of curiosity, like, why is Team USA always one of those teams that we're talking about where it's like, well, maybe if they just do this, like, why aren't we better? Why don't we have a Messi? Why don't we have Cristiano Ronaldo? Why don't we, like, why can't we be a favorite here? And what did you tell me? I
got a joke I'll tell you off air. I want to get people mad. But in reality,
I think you should.
Well, nah, they'd be coming after me if I said that joke. I think there's a couple of things. The one excuse that I hear a lot of Americans say is that our best athletes are playing other sports. LeBron's playing basketball and all that stuff. So there is some competition with other sports, right?
Sure.
Baseball, football, basketball, track, whatever it is. But the real reason is, even if those players were to play, say, our best athletes, think you're our best athletes, say like a Christian Gonzalez or like a JSN, like those are like
Lawrence
soccer player bodies type. See, everyone says Lawrence Taylor, but he's too big for soccer.
Well, no, for soccer, yeah.
You got to think like receivers, DBs.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, maybe some basketball players, some smaller basketball players like Jalen Bronson or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, exactly. Even if those guys were to play soccer, our youth programs are just so jacked up. I'm talking like select. So the select, and then you got ECNL, and then you get to the MLS academies, and that's where it kind of starts going the right direction. And what I mean by that is kids have to pay so much to play soccer. And my kids, when I was growing up, there's no way I could afford to play for the academies my kids play for. I couldn't do it. I had to play for the local hood team and enter certain tournaments. I remember we couldn't afford uniforms, right? We used to play in a rec league, but our team was so good we were beating these club teams. We went to these other tournaments in our rec uniforms, and they laughed at us. I'm like, what do you guys
Did you beat
doing?
them?
Right. We won some games, but obviously they have a bit more training than us, but we held our own. But it is legit around $10K for a kid when it comes to your travel and all that stuff. And my kid, the best thing that happened in COVID to me was we didn't have to go to Denmark. We were going to go to Denmark. My 9 and 10-year-olds going to Denmark to play games. And I'm like, this would be a great experience for them and all that stuff. But what you do is you weed out the great athletes who just don't have the money to do it. Soccer is such a privileged sport in this country. It's crazy. When we look at other countries, it's like the street sport. Look at Brazil. You know, the kids are in the street playing and all that stuff. So it's the way that our system is set up to where if you can't fork out $6,000 to $10,000 per kid and you got multiple kids, they're not going to make it. So what do? They play other sports. You look at football. High school football, for the most part, is free. I think you have to pay to play now, like $200, something like that. $200, hit your grandma, your auntie, your uncle, and someone else for $20. Bam, you got it. High school basketball is free. That's another thing with high school basketball. That's another story why the Europeans are passing us up. I'll get to that later. But it's the way the system is set up because these clubs are in it to be profitable and to make money. Not to really, and every business should be profitable. I'm not saying you operate in the red. But there are ways to support kids who don't have the resources. Like in my facility, it's not free to play for my teams, but we also give scholarships, have fundraisers, and make sure that we don't turn any kid down if they can't play. Literally, if you cannot pay the fee, they will kick off the team. They will send you an email and say, don't show up to practice today. You can't make it. Why? Because also these coaches are getting paid pretty good at the select program. The coaches and then the directors are getting paid like crazy. So what you do is, man, you you weed out a lot of potential. And not to say that the kids who can pay for it don't have potential. It's just that you're almost eliminating like half of the pool.
Well, I was going to say, you're just by virtue of numbers, you're making the pool smaller.
And once you get to the MLS academies, you don't pay for anything, right? My son has friends right now who are in the Sounders Academy. They go to school there. They train there. But that comes around like 15, 16 years old. But if you can't be seen because you're not playing for these top-notch select programs, it's going to be tough. So with the other, in Europe, I just looked it up real quick. like to play on these select teams is like 100 to like 500 pounds a year, right? And that's not cheap for a kid, or depending on their situation, it's not cheap, but it's cheaper than what we have to pay over here. So our system is jacked up. It's just capitalism. You
I
know
was going to ask, like,
goes.
why?
Like,
I know it's
they just
dumb,
want to make
but
money.
why?
This is America. People just want to make
isn't there
money
in
and be
finding
greedy.
more talent?
If you find more talent, you get more recognition for your team. You get more sponsors for that team. You're able to pay your coaches. You're able to pay some of these kids scholarships and whatnot. It's just our system is jacked up, and we compete with other sports. I think other countries don't have to compete with other sports that we have.
Yeah.
Football is king. Basketball is next. Hockey's a privileged sport too, man. You got to pay for all that gear. It's crazy. But yeah, that's what it is. And until we fix that, U.S., we might be, you know what we are? We might be like Wazoo. Every 10 years, you get a group of guys together and you win some games you're not supposed to win. I think that's what they're hoping for with this World Cup, because you do have some talent. You got some guys who are playing in the Premier League, who are playing in the Italian League, across the world. Like, we do have some of that talent, and from what I've heard and seen, we're getting better, but we're so far behind. It's going to take so much for us to catch up.
Why soccer? Like, why is soccer the really expensive one? And I know these sound like elementary, dumb questions, but just for context, the school I went to did not excel with sports. A lot of my friends, I played sports for 4 years, but like, it is a very different culture depending on where you're from and how you grew up and how invested you were. Like, I don't have family members that played sports. So the idea of youth sports being this really expensive thing, I understand it. But sometimes I don't understand the complexities that you and Brock will lament about.
I couldn't tell you why soccer is the privileged sport.
Yeah.
Because it's our worst sport in our country. I couldn't tell you.
That's sad.
425 brings us a good point, too. We play a different style. Let me even start on this. I know we only got like a minute.
No, I want to hear it, though.
Our style is you grab the biggest, fastest kid, put him on the field, and don't develop him. He's just bigger, fat. We're trying to win at 8-9 instead of develop at 8-9. So then that big, fast kid gets to be 14, 15, and he hasn't developed. Now he's big and fast. That don't mean nothing in soccer. Even the Germans, one of the biggest teams in the world, they're still skilled. They're still being developed. So we're trying to win at a young age. We're trying to win. We're paying all this money, and we're not developing these kids. It's sad to see, because I'll see a kid get pulled up. I'm like, he's just big and fast. Like, coach him up, teach him.
Is this a soccer leadership problem, or is it just kind of like a how we value competition
leadership?
In the US?
We want to win too much at a young age when it should be all about development and opportunity.
I like this conversation. It could keep going for a long time, and people are chiming in to join.
Baseball too. I see 253 for sure.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know. 866-979-3776. That's next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. And for 104 years, Wayscarf Ford has treated their customers a very special way. They call it the Wayscarf way. Stacey here, and I've personally felt that. I've driven my new Ford Bronco Sport from Wayscarf Ford for over a year now. Getting it was exciting, also stress-free. But each time I brought it in because of a minor bump or because it's in need of service, their team has been friendly and polite. They explained that each vehicle they sell includes a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. That covers your engine, transmission, rear end, and also sealant gaskets for any of those components. If it's a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive like my Bronco, the warranty covers the transfer case as well. They also have a 5-day or 500-mile 100% money-back guarantee. I always leave Wayscarf Ford with a smile on my face, and now you should too, with rates as low as 3.99 on approved credit and no payments until football season to help you save even more. It's the family discount, and it's only at Wayscarf Ford in Auburn, wayscarfford.com.
Spring is a perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home.
Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Justin's an avid skier, and a hard fall on the mountain changed everything.
I wound up tearing my meniscus, and then I found out that I also had osteoarthritis.
The pain was relentless.
Initially, it was probably a 7 or 8, but then it just continued and never went away.
It wasn't just pain, it was how he moved.
The biggest issue I had was simply walking. I could not walk without limping.
Others might have looked into surgery, but Justin chose stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. How's it now?
I'm back to skiing as hard as I can, and I don't even notice my knee anymore.
And the recovery?
Well, the biggest thing is I was walking without a limp within weeks, where I had been limping for the last year or so. Now I just feel totally normal. I feel like I can do anything that I ever did.
Before you choose surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first, the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
On October 3rd, Snohomish PUD is hosting the first ever Community Energy Run at the Water Operations Center in Lake Stevens, located on the scenic Centennial Trail. It's a family-friendly 5K where every step supports the Community Energy Fund, helping local families keep the lights on when times get tough. Join the Community Energy Run on October 3rd. Learn more at snowpud.com/run.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber the Door Store. And once again, we have 2 convenient locations to purchase your doors from. Our main showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline, and our Marysville store with warehouses full of factory seconds and closeouts. Whether you would like something brand new or have a little more time than money and wouldn't mind putting a little work into a factory second, we may just have what you're looking for. For all of your door needs, please visit us on 15th Avenue Northeast in Shoreline or on Cedar Avenue in Marysville, and online at franklumber.com.
Mariners and Orioles today in Baltimore. First pitch at 3:35, 2:30 pregame. Get every pitch of every game for free on the Seattle Sports app.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add 1 line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for what I need to know. What do you need the answer to? 866-979-3776. Baseball themed. Someone said, what I need to know, what's the absolute best ballpark food? Absolute best. Tier 1. S tier.
I don't do the
food.
glizzies because I don't trust that they're all beef. So no people like the glizzies.
But that's not your answer.
Nah, mine's just. It's not really ballpark food though. It's a slice of pizza. It's pizza and a beer.
Oh, you know what? I'll allow it because you do get it at the ballpark. And I think that, like,
it's not what people think about.
I know, but a glizzy, especially if you're like, oh, you know, hot dog with, like, grilled onions and whatever, like, that feels like a quintessential ballpark food.
Yeah, I just don't trust them.
Probably be my answer.
I don't judge you, though. If you like the glizzies, I don't judge you.
Garlic fries, another popular answer.
Yeah. It's more about the drink, you know? Modelo, go to the Terrace Club and get you some hard egg.
I love a nice cider. A hard seltzer.
I'm going to get Stacy lit out of game one of these times.
Someone said, is it weird for someone to drink their Gatorade out of a cup with ice? I saw a coworker doing this today, and it weirded me out.
You know who said
Matt,
that?
I know exactly who texted that in. It was Matt. And no, there's nothing weird about it. Why would you not add your Gatorade to a cup with ice and a straw?
That is a weird thing to do.
It's not. It's
Gatorade's not
colder.
a cup drink.
What do you think people drink out of it at football games? You think they go up to the spout and do a cake stand on the Gatorade thing?
You're not at a football game right now.
But I'm also leaving my all out here on the field,
I know
AKA
that's right.
in the studio. You know what I mean? So I like to think I really gave it my all today. What I need to know, I don't know how to answer this one. Is there anything you do or say, or I'll phrase it as, what's something that you do or say you know you shouldn't, but do it anyways? That feels like a Family Feud style question. What's something you say when you know you shouldn't, but you do it anyways?
I use the word that y'all can't use every now and then. I try not to use it, but I use the word every now and then.
So many choices.
What do you mean, y'all? Everyone in here can't say it. I'm the only one who can say it.
I see. A delegation. I thought you meant y'all, like, because we're on radio. There's a lot of swear words we can't use, but you meant that word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try not to use it.
Yeah, but you do.
Every now and then.
But you do every now and then.
Every now and then.
No. I don't.
Let's be clear.
Can you imagine? I'd like to clarify that I do not and have never. What I need to know. I like this one. Okay. With the New York fans beating up Spurs fans, what's the toughest place to get a win in any sport?
Toughest place.
Now, there's a couple ways to read that. You could do toughest venue, or like you don't want to be there when your team wins.
When the Raiders were hot back in the day, you know, you didn't want to do that.
Philly would probably be up there because I went to a Red Sox game, but it wasn't a Mariners game. But I went to Fenway, and people were pretty friendly. I was shocked.
Yeah. The Dodger Stadium when the Giants are in town. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Would your number one spot be era Raiders, and then in general today?
I went to a Chelsea game, English Premier League game, when I was 16.
Yeah.
And that felt like a Raiders game.
I'm gonna go Cowboys fan at an Eagles game.
Yeah.
Would be the toughest, and then at an Eagles game in general. Just miss me with that.
Yeah.
What I need to know, if you were traded as a sports radio host to a different city, what one would you love to work in, and what would you absolutely dread going to?
I would love to work in LA. That's where I'm from.
Sure.
I would dread working in Utah.
Oh yeah, like just a city where either a city where the teams were constantly bad, or a city where you're just like, what do you even say?
Yeah, Utah.
What do you talk about?
Utah is nice. It's pretty, but.
Can you imagine if someone's answer is Seattle? They're like, I would hate it. I would hate to have your job. What I need to know. 866-979-3776. When Brendan Donovan comes back, where would you put him? DH, outfield? I don't really know if I'd want to see him go back to third to replace Colt Emerson.
I don't think he's at third. He's going to rotate outfield and DH.
Yeah. I mean, Shannon, now we're talking with Shannon Friday, so maybe the answer is different. But I am curious to hear her answer now, because last time she felt like third made sense still, and just kind of platooning and figuring out what to do there, but
I ain't touching it.
I don't know. What I need to know from the 425. We've been talking about youth soccer. We've been talking about the World Cup. Bump, what position did you play on the soccer pitch?
For my club team, I was center mid. For my high school team, I was a striker. Golazos.
I never played soccer.
Might
It was
have been
between
nice.
No, I don't think so. I didn't like running. I've never liked running. I think it was between soccer and swim, and I chose swim because I knew how to swim and I was always a strong swimmer. But something about soccer is just that's a lot of running and jogging you have to do all the time. Like you guys are just out there running around. People get heart attacks. It's deadly.
You run around in all sports.
Not in
Field
swim.
sports.
You know where I never ran a day in my life except for warm-ups? My swim team.
You guys warmed up with a jog?
Yeah, they're called dry lands.
Dry lands.
They are. you do your stretches and your exercises. You just have to do like calisthenics.
You guys probably look so weird running around too, because you're not used to that movement.
Well, yes, and that's why I look crazy jogging now. I'm going to stick with that because I'm not used to that movement. I've just worked different muscles. What I need to know. You're hosting a barbecue, says the 253. What are you grilling and what's in your cooler?
I'm grilling carne asada, some hamburgers, and all beef glizzies. What's in my cooler? Modelo's and tequila.
I am grilling some chicken kebabs, and I also like steak. Also some carne asada for me.
Carne asada.
And then in the cooler, obviously, I got a couple hard seltzers.
Let's get crazy.
Not gonna lie.
Let's get crazy.
Let's get weird. Got a Diet Coke in there. What I need to know. 866-979-3776. If I see Bump at a Costco, am I allowed to have a full conversation with him?
Yeah. It's not the gym. Costco, let's walk around. If it's Friday, let's have some little samples. Become friends.
I love you going around Costco with someone talking sports and getting samples.
Why not?
But you can't go up to the same person too many times for samples. They judge you.
You think I care if people judge me?
No,
I'm at the age where I do not care.
Wyman and Bob coming up next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
It took us 93 years to build this reputation, but it'll take just 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
When an emergency happens, be the first to know. Alert Seattle helps you stay safer and connected. This free service includes alerts about severe weather, safety, health, utility disruptions, major traffic accidents, and more. If you live or work in Seattle, Alert Seattle is the city's official emergency alert system. Sign up for text, email, or phone alerts during emergencies near your home, work, school, and more. Text Alert Seattle to 62783. Alert.seattle.gov to learn more and sign up.
How many times have we heard lowest prices, best service ad nauseum? At Pacific Power Batteries, we know that good stuff isn't cheap, and neither are good, trained employees. But at Pacific Power Batteries, the phenomenal people can install your auto, boat, or RV battery for a nominal charge. We offer cash and carry pricing for you do-it-yourselfers. We'll leave the balloons, monkeys, and trumpets to the other guys. But either way, Pacific Power Batteries is a great place to buy batteries.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cashback. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 30 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
When temperatures rise, the Murphy Auction Company rolls out the biggest online heavy equipment auction of the summer. And it's here now. Bidding starts 10 a.m. Thursday, June 11th, and closes at 10 a.m. June 18th. On the block, find a huge assortment of heavy equipment, contractors' equipment, and vehicles, like 80 heavy trucks, 13 excavators, 5 backhoes, 9 forklifts, 3 skid steers, 2 asphalt pavers, and a 2002 Trail King 50-ton tri-axle lowboy equipment trailer. Plus, a 2025 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat with under 2,000 miles, contractor's tools, attachments, roll-off boxes, lumber, and much more. Preview all items June 16th and 17th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our location in Marysville, 3803 136th Street Northeast. For pictures and all details, visit murphyauction.com. That's Murphy